Manchester United will be facing Newcastle, and it's really not the best time to be facing them at the moment because they look so good. They just handed Brentford their heaviest Premier League defeat, and obviously Kieran Trippier just basically at the heart of every attacking sequence. They look good on set pieces, whether it be a free kick or a corner. And how about Bruno G in midfield? I mean, if you allow him time and space on the ball, he's absolutely going to dictate the game and enable Newcastle to control the match as well. So it's really important to try and close him down. And with Casemiro starting, or he should be, then I do think we would be able to nullify him slightly. But for the result, I think United will concede an early goal, but make a comeback. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 win for United.
Ross Murphy, my Paddock matchday predictions: Manchester United face Newcastle at Old Trafford. It's been a while since Manchester United played a Premier League game at Old Trafford since beating Arsenal 3-1 back in early September. Most recently, Manchester United came from behind to manage to win 2-1 against Everton away from home. And in midweek, United were a bit frustrating, but managed and finally scored a 90th minute goal from Scott McTominay to beat Osuma 1-0 in the Europa League. This weekend we're up against the Newcastle side, who are really banging form. You know, they look dangerous. You know, they've got some very good attacking players in. Particularly Bruno G is a really good midfielder. Saint Maximum, I mean, when he's fit, you know, he's on fire. I think Isak is probably out injured, so probably Callum Wilson up front, who he's a good handful, and Miguel Almiron, who's probably having his best season for Newcastle so far. So for United, it's up to really stepping up against this Newcastle team. I think it might be Lindelof and Martinez again. I don't think Varane is available to be back yet. I think Malacia will probably stick at left back, and Delay will still be at right back. Casemiro, I think he should still play and carry on with his momentum after his performance on the weekend against Everton. And I think Eriksen will come back in the team along with Bruno. Anthony will play. He's on a form, 3 goals in 3 games, in 3 Premier League games. And Rashford, who's realistic, his confidence is gone that we've not seen in the last 18 months. And Ronaldo, I think, will be up front. So my score prediction for the game, I'm going to go 3-1 Manchester United. Make sure you like, share and subscribe to Stretford Paddock. And as always, come on United.
Solo here from the Man United Agenda. I'm here to give you my score prediction for Manchester United versus Newcastle. Be a very difficult game today. Newcastle United are doing fantastic so far this season. Are they overachieving? I'm not too sure. Recruitment's been absolutely amazing for them. With Bruno, and also you got the likes of Trippier there as well. They already had Callum Wilson. Keep him fit. Be a very dangerous player. Man United, I think now with Anthony settling in the team, I think Rashford should be fit today. Martial, unfortunately, is out for us. But I'm looking forward to this game, and I'm going to be predicting a 3-1 Manchester United win. I just think we desperately need this win. Newcastle, if they beat us, they go above us, but we still got a game in hand over them. But to get that momentum going and to try and get into this top 4, with the World Cup coming around very soon, I think we need to cement our places right now and get this 3-1 win. So I'm going to go Manchester United 3, Newcastle United 1. Make sure you like, share and subscribe to the Paddock.
Yo, how's everyone doing? I'm Monty Juma here from the Man United Agenda. Big up to the Stretford Paddock and big up to everybody out there. Hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. I'm out here playing football. Gonna hopefully get the win today. And I hope Man United get the win today. We're playing Newcastle United. Really good team. I love the way they've been built. Not splashing big money and buying these sort of marquee players. They bought carefully and they're ready to go. They're a very good team. I like them. They've got a lot of Premiership experience. And yeah, they're not going to be a walkover. No way at all. So I'm going to predict it's going to be a 2-1 victory to Manchester United against Newcastle United. And I'm really, really happy with our performances lately. With the manager, I think we're about to click. We're about to blow up very soon. So big up, guys. Make sure you support the channel and let's get this win.
Hello and welcome to Stretford Paddock. My name is Joe and this is the Watchalong for Manchester United versus Newcastle. I've got Ronaldo Brown on the Watchalong. Been trying for months to get you on and finally...
Listen, you was about to say, welcome to the Sloppy Joes podcast.
No, I wasn't about to say anything like that because this is Stretford Paddock. How are you doing, Ronaldo?
Sorry for giving you the plug.
Well, that's all right. Thank you very much.
No, I'm doing fine. I'm not too sure about today, though. When I saw the lineup and I didn't see Eriksen, I didn't see Rashford, it's made me a lot less confident against the Newcastle side.
Yeah.
That has been extremely difficult to beat.
Yeah.
I'm actually very, very concerned. I was concerned at full strength anyway coming into this game.
Yeah.
I know that we have a good record against Newcastle. I remember telling Ethan a couple of days ago that I think we were beaten in 34 of the last 38 times we played. But
Wow.
Unbeaten.
but I don't know, man. Today's a little bit different.
Today's a little bit different, and it is a little bit different for another way as well because we've got an opposition fan on the watch-along for the first time, I don't know about ever, but certainly for a very long time. Ethan James.
Hello, Joe.
Usually behind the camera, now you're in front of it because you are a Newcastle fan.
Yeah.
And when we had you on the preview last season, and you were quite the hit.
Yeah, I was.
So we decided to get you on. How are you feeling, Ethan, about this game as a Newcastle fan?
Well, Drew, I always say when you go to Old Trafford, it's always a bonus if you get anything from it when you play the top 6 teams. But it's always a game to be excited about because if you don't expect anything, it's not going to hurt you as much. So anything today, I'll be over the moon.
You'd be happy with a draw?
Oh yeah.
In the words of Steven Gerrard talking about Chelsea, Chelsea should be competing for the league. They should be competing for the Champions League, and they should be coming to Villa Park and wiping the floor with us. Is that how you feel about United and Newcastle today? Imagine saying that about your own team.
People have definitely turned that wiping the floor into a bit of fun, isn't it? Because you're known for being a bit slippy.
Exactly, yeah. Wipe the floor. Make sure you put the wet floor sign up after you've wiped the floor. But yeah, so you're here expecting a loss.
No, I'm not expecting a loss, Drew. I'm just saying, if we do get something, it's a bonus.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be too... I'll be upset if United win 4-5-0 and we get battered. But if it's like a 2-0 loss, it's like... It's Man United, it's expected. We've had a good start of the season, Drew, so it's not all riding on
We'll come to you in a minute because I do want a bit more information on Newcastle, the sort of the build-up of how your season's been. Because obviously I watch games, I see the table, I see the results, but I don't watch with the same detail as a fan. But back to United for a second, sorry, Ethan.
Absolutely.
He's saying there, it's an expected thing almost to not to lose. You don't expect to lose, but if you lose to Man United at Old Trafford, that's no bad thing. Do you feel like Man United are still that team?
I think naturally Man United they're holding on to that kind of fear factor element.
Yeah.
People come to Old Trafford and usually expect any result at all, like Ethan said, is a bit of a bonus. It's been less so in the last few years where we are seeing a few more shot results. We are seeing the likes of Brighton come to Old Trafford and win stuff that wouldn't have happened in the past.
Yeah.
But I think there's enough, United have enough firepower, enough cachet where as a home team we're not expected to do anything but win.
Yeah.
So I think teams do come to Old Trafford and still feel like it's a difficult away day, and any result that we can get, especially a team like a Newcastle, who are obviously ascending, but they're not quite the stature that we are. I can kind of see why you're being a little bit cautious and a bit apprehensive, because I know they've only lost one game this season, and it was a game where Liverpool scored in the 98th minute or 5 minutes.
We were watching that together, weren't we?
And I was watching that with Ethan on a Wednesday when we were working.
Yeah.
And he was borderline. Had tears in his eyes.
Yeah,
because how disappointed he was.
Losing to a mid-table team, was that the problem?
Well, exactly, Joe. You expect to get something at Anfield, and it was just really disappointing. Well, in that game in particular, it hurt because when you are playing such a top team and you've took it to, I think the referee played an extra minute and a half over added time. It just kills you, doesn't it?
It kills, and it was also the fact that he's went to Anfield weakened as well, didn't you? I think he's had a good few players injured.
Yeah, we did. You're right. Yeah, I don't think there was like St. Maximin or whatever.
Didn't have Bruno.
Didn't have
Callum Wilson, but yeah, Isaac played.
Isaac made his debut. He also scored a goal which was ruled offside, and I don't know how you can tell he was perfectly in line. But it just felt like
Lascelles played.
Lascelles came on, yeah. It was just one of
It was just a bit of a rough day.
They went to Anfield,
but that's the only game they've lost.
And that's the only game they've lost.
Just on that point, sorry, before we move on about Old Trafford, Ten Hag was saying in the programme, all successful teams have very strong home records. We absolutely have to build that at Old Trafford. Already this season we've produced impressive displays against Liverpool and Arsenal to get important victories. Visiting teams will know they will be in for a tough 90 minutes. It was weird under Ole that almost like, almost we had this like league best record for away games. I think it was the longest away unbeaten streak in the history of the top flight. And yet at home, like you said, it felt like we could lose almost any game. I know we didn't lose every week, but we never put that run together. He's right though, isn't he, that like all of the top teams, City, Liverpool, United in the past, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, like any top team in Europe, if you're winning stuff, you have to be really hard to beat at home. Do you think he's clearly making a point that this has to be like Old Trafford has to be a place where we get used to winning games again? Do you think he's going to be able to do that?
Hopefully, because that's the Man United we've always known. I think if you are going to be a serious team, you are going to contend for titles and trophies. Your home ground needs to be a fortress. That's kind of where you build your foundation. That's always been the way for any team, especially big ones. You win your games at home, you make it a difficult place to come, and then your away games are bonuses. I know we had a little bit of a reverse thing during the COVID era, as we're going to call it, where United's away form was what we kind of hung our hat on more than the home form. Yeah. And people said it was to do with the fact that there was no fans and stuff along them lines. But I believe if we are going to be serious, we need to not be struggling at home, and that's what we've done in the past few seasons, where we've had one or two shocking results where the likes of a Brighton, respectfully, like even a Palace or just teams in the bottom half of the table are coming to Old Trafford and getting results on a more consistent basis. And then those drop points are the ones that come and bite you in the arse when it comes to the later in the season. You fall 1 or 2 points behind, trying to get the top 4, trying to get Champions League football, or trying to finish further up. Yeah,
if you win all your home games, and obviously that's very difficult to do, but that's 57 points in the bag immediately, or there 50 or so. Let's say if you maybe lose one, draw a couple, but win the majority of them. Already you're pushing top 4 just with that. What did United get last season? Like 65 points. Yeah, and we were in the top 4 race till about the start of May. So yeah, that home record is so crucial, because also that gives you then the confidence that every other week, pretty much, you're going to win a game. And that gives then the opposition in away matches, oh shit, they're a good team. It's like, we need to build on that, don't we?
And then I feel like your home crowd and your fans become stronger then, and then you obviously build momentum and confidence. And it's also the fear factor element that teams used to have that probably worked in our favours that they might not have anymore, which is the fact that teams would come to Old Trafford and almost expect to be beat. Teams would come to Old Trafford with the same mentality that Ethan has, where anything we get is a bonus. Yeah. And if you're going into a football game like that as a player, I think psychologically you already set yourself back a little bit.
You're 1-0 down already, aren't you?
You're a bit 1-0 down, and that's kind of what United have had historically, is that fact is in the tunnel when players are walking out, they're already a little bit thinking 1-0 down here. And I don't think you've kind of got that anymore. I think too many teams come to Old Trafford.
We had that going to the Etihad a couple of weeks ago, it felt like. We were like, Haaland's going to score. Haaland had scored before we started because we were shitting ourselves. Like, I feel like, we need to get that back at Old Trafford. Let's go through the team, then we'll go through Newcastle's team as well, and you can give us your thoughts on Newcastle's side, Ethan. De Gea in net, obviously you can see there. Delova, Varane, Martinez, Shaw. Midfield 3 of Casemiro, Fred and Fernandes. Eriksen not even in the squad, apparently out with an illness. Then a front 3 of Sancho, Antony and Ronaldo. Rashford dropped down to the bench, the top scorer this season on the bench. And then the rest of the subs, you've got Heaton, Lindelof, Rashford again there, Malacia, Pellistri, Elanga, Garnacho, Iqbal and Kobe Mainoo on the bench. I don't know if that's the first time in the matchday squad for Mainoo, but we'll talk a little bit about him in a minute. First of all, just the starting 11. What do you make of that, Ronaldo?
Oh, the Newcastle starting 11?
No, the United one.
I got
we'll go through that after.
Your screen, but
no, we'll go through the Newcastle one in a sec.
The first shocking thing about the United starting 11 is Fred.
Yeah.
I know Fred got a lot of accolades towards the latter stages of last season when he was pushed a little bit forward and his form had a bit of an uptick. But from what I've seen of him this season, I think he's been awful. Every time I've seen him play, I feel like he looks
awful as well. Not even like on average.
He looks awful. Like he looks a level below the rest of the squad now. Yeah. And I'm sick and tired of seeing him either make a mistake or blaze a ball wide and then have that massive cheesy grin on his face where he puts his arm out and apologises. Yeah. I'm sick of seeing it. Because you don't see that. Like, he does it twice a game where he does like inexplicable pass where it's shy, or he blooms the ball over,
Yeah.
and then he has this massive grin on his face, and he's like that, and he puts his arms out. I'm sick of it.
I like because I think on a certain level, someone taking responsibility for the mistakes is a good trait to have, but overall, you can't just make mistake after mistake and apologise and still be okay and still play at the top level. Yeah. At some point, you have to just play at a level where your mistakes are only as frequent as those around you, not twice as regular. We'll go through Newcastle's team as well then. So we've got... Have you seen this already, Ethan?
I just had a look through.
Okay, so we've got Pope, Trippier, Shah, Sven Botman, the bot flies, they call him, burrowing into people's heads. Yeah. Dan Burn, Bruno Guimaraes. We've got Sean Longstaff, Joe Linton, Jacob Murphy, Miguel Almiron and Callum Wilson. Now...
I didn't know St. Maximin was injured, actually.
That's a team that, as we've said before, I know obviously you've got the new owners, you've got loads of money, but some of those players would not be necessarily out of place in a championship team. Is that
harsh?
Do you think that's harsh?
That's stupid.
Do you think that's stupid?
Yeah, that's
Sean
stupid.
Longstaff couldn't be playing for Norwich in the championship right now.
All right, I'll give you
Jacob
Sean
Murphy
Longstaff.
couldn't be at Burnley.
Jacob Murphy.
Okay, I'll never give you Jacob Murphy.
Do you know what I mean? And I know he's been good for the last 3 weeks, but if you saw Sheffield United lining up with Miguel Almiron up front, up until the last month, you wouldn't have batted an eye. But what I'm going on to say is...
I wouldn't say Almiron's a championship player.
I don't think I think he's like a very good championship player. All right then, what, you think he's better than fucking Mitrovic?
But Mitrovic wasn't a championship.
He was though until this season when he started scoring in the Premier League. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is, however, you've got certain players in there, people like Guimaraes, people like Callum Wilson, Joe Linton in his new role, and then obviously a couple others that are missing, that are now taking this team with the new manager to actually one of the most difficult teams to beat in the league. Yep. Explain what's going on at Newcastle, what you think of that team, and kind of what United have got to face today.
All right, well, I think you're right. Maybe that Newcastle team, who's currently 6th in the league, the quality in the squad doesn't reflect that completely.
It was meant to be a compliment overall.
Yeah.
You're performing very well at the moment.
Yeah, well, which is exactly it. And obviously the takeover's happened and everyone's saying, hey, Newcastle's going to be competing right at the top in a few years' time. It's going to take a few years, I think, Joe. And as you can see by that team, a few players that you've picked out there, Jacob Murphy, who's just scored last weekend, was his first goal in 42 Premier League appearances.
What position does he play?
He's on the wing.
That's too infrequent.
Yeah.
But, however, again, it's working. Things are coming together.
That wasn't a Joe Smith phrase, that, you know.
What?
Something doesn't sound right with saying too infrequent.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
It's almost a sort of double negative there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Go on.
Miguel Almiron, until this season, Drew, I think there was a stat towards the end of last year, it scored 1 in 38 Premier League appearances.
Yeah.
Okay, so this front line's not got bags of goals in it or whatever, and shouldn't necessarily...
It's not necessarily Neymar, Suarez, Messi.
It's not, no.
In terms of output.
No. But then you've got... we've got a brilliant engine of a midfield now.
Yeah.
And I know you're talking about Joe Linton and you're saying, hey, Ethan, I don't think he's an incredible midfielder because he's a striker and they've just put him there and it's his new kind of role. He's brilliant at it, Drew.
Yeah.
Honestly, he's incredible in there. Drew Willock as well, brilliant at carrying the ball forward this season, very quick. They're not necessarily the most technical two players of like creating stuff, but they're carrying the ball and the break-up play well. So Bruno Guimaraes, Drew.
Yeah, go on.
If you want to talk about him now, he's now. You mentioned the players who could look fine in the Championship.
Yeah,
he'd look perfect. Honestly, wouldn't look out of place in Manchester City's midfield.
Really?
Would not look out of place.
You think he's that good?
He's that good.
Yeah.
He's incredible.
He's one of the best players this season.
There was Sky Sports done a thing on him the other day. Put some stats up. Excuse me for looking at my phone,
read your stats.
I was going to bring them up. And so Bruno Guimaraes usually plays like a 6.
Turn it up all proper. I was expecting this. Fucking hell. Look at this.
Well, Drew,
go for it.
I feel there's going to be some viewers at home laughing, going, look at that Geordie loser. Deluded loser who's just said.
I think you're adding insults that say more about your self-confidence than the vitriolic nature of our viewers.
The thing I'm maybe possibly deluded or overly biased, Drew.
Yeah.
He's saying Bruno Guimaraes would look absolutely fine in Man City's midfield? Well, I think he would, because he plays as like a 6 for Newcastle, but he also likes to advance. You can have Willock or Joelinton fill in there in that 6th position.
Longstaff today, by the way, no Willock.
Yes,
you know that? Okay.
yes. But Sean that's our better midfield. But Sean Longstaff, he'll presumably be playing in maybe that deeper role today. But Bruno Guimaraes compared it to sixers such as Declan Rice, Rodri, a Man City midfielder, obviously very good at it. Thomas Partey, Jorginho, Højbjerg, Bentancur, McTominay, and Fabinho. Bruno Guimaraes comes up this season top for tackles, averaging 4 per 90. For possession won, 9.4. He comes second only to Declan Rice, who is 9.4. Carries, he's got 20. That's the most. Chances created, 2.1. That's the most. And through balls, 1.1. Those stats show he's brilliant at defensive work. He's brilliant at bringing the ball forward and dribbling and creating things and making chances. He's the ultimate all-round midfielder.
Does he get into the thingy team?
The Brazil, yeah, starts for Brazil.
Yeah.
And Fred starts for Brazil, and he's better than him.
Get your Fred stats out.
Get
your fucking Fred stats out, Ronaldo. We need something to pop back with.
Fred stats.
Get your Fred stats.
I can't get the Fred stats out because Fred's stats are so misleading because his stats are generally better than the eye test suggests.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm not trying to sit here and slate Fred. I just think he's a massive downgrade from what we've got at the moment. I think the uptick in quality in United's midfield has exposed his lack of quality. And obviously, if he has a good game today, I'll be glad. But
when you look at Fred's stats, like his passing is pretty much all average. So you can kind of go, okay. And then his output, his assists put him in the top 15% of midfielders. His shot creating actions put him in the top 19%. His non-penalty goals put him in the top 23%. And then defensively, statistically, Fred, top 8% pressures, top 14% tackles, top 20% interceptions, top 5% blocks. He looks like an absolute all-round monster statistically. But then when you watch him, you think his decision-making lets all of that down, doesn't it?
Do you think you've got an agenda on Fred? And do you think United fans have an agenda on Fred? Maybe?
No, because when Fred does well, everyone's very supportive of him when we kind of get on this Fred train. We've got a little bit of underdog psychosis with him. But when it comes to him playing bad, we rightfully say he's playing bad because when he's bad, he's terrible.
But the stats, Ronaldo.
A lot of those stats are sort of positive stats, as in there isn't none of those stats mentioned are the amount of times you gave the ball away in a stupid area, or the amount of times you made the wrong pass, or the amount of times you had a shot when you should have passed. His decision making, in terms of when he's on the ball, so often is poor, and also stuff like pressures on blocks.
I was going to say
pressure is just running toward the ball. Whereas if you run past the ball and mistime it, or like he often does, where someone's got the ball, he just sprints up to him as fast as he can, and they just knock it around him. It's still a pressure.
Yeah.
And you haven't lost a tackle. I mean, you didn't get a tackle, but there's no negatives on stats, interceptions, or blocks.
View the complete scout report. Sometimes give you a more deeper breakdown of it, and it's like pressures and stuff like that. It just gives it's passion merchant stats. I'm not saying you got,
but it's not good. Perfect for a football club who's gone down philosophies of Ralph Ragnick and Ten Hag get pressurised.
So in comparison, so pressures is top 8%. Dribbled past, he's bottom 8%. So yes, he fucking runs up to him like no one, but then they just go around him. So yes, up front it's pressure's great. Dribble past, he gets dribbled past more than 92% of midfielders.
Shows you how many.
That's what I mean. You can look at stat. You can give you the one stat, number of dribblers tackled. So basically, someone's dribbling at him. Does he tackle him? He's in the bottom 13%. So you can look at pressures and say, wow, doesn't he get about the pitch? Brilliant. But actually, what does he do with that pressure? Basically, he lets people run past him, and that is a midfielder that's then putting pressure on the rest of the team around him.
Because what I did say with our midfield today, that does concern me. Newcastle have notably been playing extremely high tempo this season, even with no more than me. They do press pretty high. They are quite lively, especially more so at St James's Park when I see them. And they gave City trouble. The very front foot, very athletic team where I feel like our playing out and technicality is going to be extremely important today. So I thought Eriksen was going to be absolutely vital today in terms of being press resistant and passing the ball through the lines and getting it up the pitch. With a midfield of Fred and Casemiro, where Casemiro can do that, but he's not to the quality of Eriksen. He's more of a destroyer, and he's got other assets to his game. But then you've got Fred alongside it, who we've seen for a couple of years isn't capable of doing that. I'm concerned that we are going to get caught out in our kind of deep third when we're trying to play out, and they're going to break on us, and we're going to give Newcastle a little bit of momentum and give them a little bit of encouragement doing that, because that's how they get a lot of their chances as well. Because they do press extremely aggressive and they do press high, and that's my biggest concern. So I think the likes of Martinez and Varane might have to pick up the slack, with Martinez stepping in and doing his ball playing, because without Eriksen, we're going to lack a little bit of fluidity.
I think the one thing we will get with Casemiro in there over McTominay, which is we've seen Fred and McTominay so many times. Casemiro is just on the ball more. He averages double the amount of passes in a game than McTominay does. So hopefully he can again pick up some of that slack that Fred probably won't be able to do, because he's not a ball player. I know Casemiro is not the best passer in the world, and he does get pressed and he has lost the ball a few times. Yeah. But his passing ability and his frequency is so much higher. He presents for the ball a lot better than Fred or McTominay. He gets on the ball so much more often. So I think in that regard, hopefully with Martinez in there as well, we can kind of come through and be able to dominate the game still. For anyone again who isn't aware of who we've got sat with us here, it's got Ethan, who is a Newcastle fan. Yeah. Getting you. Are you going to be horrible if you score?
Oh yeah, so horrible. You were saying before, you said don't be a dick and jumping around and making fun of us, because I think. What's the reason for that, Joe? You're quite fragile emotionally?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. The thing is, we're going to jump around if we score, so I suppose he's going to, isn't he?
No, listen.
We could just cut away from it, I suppose.
I'm also aware I'm on a Man United fan channel, and hey, I produce for this show, Joe, and have a lot of respect for all the viewers who are watching, so I'll try and keep myself.
Have you got a Newcastle shirt under that? I wanted you to wear a Newcastle shirt today.
Well, it was dirty. It was in the laundry basket.
Why is it dirty? What have you been doing?
Well, I went down to London yesterday, so I didn't have a chance to come back and give it a wash.
What Newcastle kit you got? That lovely new green and white one.
Oh, I don't like that one, sure.
Yeah. No. Should we talk about that a little bit?
We can do.
Obviously, Newcastle with the new owners. Yeah. That's part of where this. I think obviously Eddie Howe's doing a good job. You bought some decent players, but part of this kind of almost like flip switch of optimism and confidence in the players and I think in the fans has come from this takeover, hasn't it?
It has, yeah.
Which is obviously funded by a. What?
The Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia.
That's the one. That's the technical term.
Yes.
Some would say sports washing.
Some would, yeah.
What do you make of it?
I'm aware of this.
Hot seat.
I'm completely aware of it, and I don't want to pretend that it's not real. And it can sometimes be quite uncomfortable to talk about when it's your football club. But listen, at the end of the day, and some people might not like my opinion on this, but I've always supported Newcastle. It's a difficult thing to just take out of your life because of a controversial ownership, and. Is it? I don't want it to feel wrong, but I am enjoying the football at the minute. I am enjoying the journey. I am enjoying the possibility of reaching heights that I never thought I'd watch my football club reach in my lifetime. But that doesn't mean you should forget where the money's coming from.
Yeah, and does it taint it a little bit? Would you prefer it if this was happening under not Mike Ashley necessarily, but like maybe like a way that a fan-owned version of this, or a businessman or a group of businessmen that were slightly cleaner in terms of the moral background of how their money was made and how they sustained their power and that sort of thing? Because obviously this conversation we want to have with City fans, but typically because of the rivalry between United and City, it can be hard to get a straight answer from City fans on this side of their ownership. Does it feel a bit like, for fuck's sake?
To be honest, Drew, the thing that...
Because you're not the first, do you know what I mean? This is a PSG, City, Newcastle,
The biggest thing for Newcastle fans
Chelsea.
when this takeover happened, the biggest thing for them, and you'll remember Sam Fender on some breakfast show or whatever, Mike Ashley's gone. That era's done. I think it was maybe 14, 15 years of Mike Ashley at Newcastle United with no hope, no ambition, no nothing. But now we've got that bit of hope and ambition in with an ownership who are willing to spend. And your question is, would I feel better if it was a ownership that weren't morally questionable? Yeah, but also, Drew, again...
You just want to see Newcastle win matches.
I'm just some guy who watches football. I'm no spokesman for Saudi Arabia and what they choose to do with the money. You can see where they're investing across the world of sport. I just want to watch my football club and enjoy it, and I don't want to just take that out of my life because of the ownership. And I am kind of enjoying all these good players as well. True.
Yeah, fair enough. I think that's fair answer. And people talking about comparing to the Glazers, I don't mean how they're running the club. I think so far they've run it better than the Glazers have run it day by day.
True. They want to improve the academy. We were talking about the other day. The training facilities. They're doing lots of community stuff. And for Newcastle itself, it's been brilliant.
That's what I mean, because it's interesting because Joe did say earlier, he said to you, with all the money you've had, he basically said, with all the money, I'd look at the fact that you've still got a few championship players in your squad. It's more been a testament to the fact that Newcastle haven't gone out and done the whole Benjani and Joe thing that City did.
Yeah, but you say that, but look at City now.
No, but I mean, like, Newcastle have went out.
But City didn't start as well, maybe necessarily. There was a few mistakes early on.
Newcastle haven't done the thing of going, okay, we're just gonna splash 50 mil bids everywhere to kind of accelerate their growth. What they've done is they've looked at the infrastructure first. I think they brought in a few like Brighton scouts who've went for stuff with youth. They've kind of trying to build from the ground up rather than just buying the first shiny toy. Do you know what I mean?
Jack Campbell, who's summed this up in a slightly over the top way perhaps, he said, "This all feels a bit, at least Mussolini made the trains run on time, to be honest." And you know what? I think it is a bit of that, innit? If we're being perfectly honest. But anyway, I think the human rights record and
that's a debate we can have in terms of how are they actually running the football club?
Well, they seem to be doing all right with that. Can we talk about Man United now?
Sorry, I was going to come.
It's good for you to know, Joe, because they actually aren't. They're not doing. They're doing it smart. I think.
No, I know they are. I mean, it's working so far, isn't it?
Let's compare it to Manchester United, and you've just spent the most money you ever have in a summer transfer window.
Surely so have you. Your transfer record was Michael Owen until about 3 years ago. And now you've got Guimaraes, who was 45 million, Isaac, who was 65 million.
You know what,
I'm not saying you're going ballistic, but you're spending in an un-Newcastle way. So it's not like, well, they've come in and all they've done is invested in the training ground. They are going big on the pitch as well.
I don't know, to be fair, because I feel like Nottingham Forest outspent Newcastle. Yes, and I don't think the whataboutism does make sense when you're comparing United to Newcastle.
I'm not doing whataboutism.
No, because he said to you spent the most you ever, and he said, yeah, but so have you.
Yeah.
He said that to Newcastle, but it's not. It's a false equivalence, though, I think, United and Newcastle as clubs. Like, United should be spending more than Newcastle.
Yeah, but Ethan was the one doing whataboutism, not me. He was saying, don't look at us, look at you. And I'm saying, no, let's talk about Newcastle.
But he was starting off a point as well.
Yes, the point I was going to make is how we've spent that money and how much that has improved our squad as compared to...
All I will say is...
Manchester United have.
5 of your top 6 record transfers have all come since your new owners came in. So it's not like they've gone, let's just take this steady. You've gone Willock, Wood, Botman, Guimaraes, Isaac.
Willock was Ashley.
Well, when did he signed at the start of last season though, didn't he? Was that all during last season?
No, he was an Ashley buy.
Was he? I thought you paid the money for him after the new owners came in.
No.
Okay, so 4 of the top 6 then. But even so, I'm not saying you've gone completely ballistic, but it's not as though that this team is... You are spending money you probably wouldn't have spent if your owners weren't mega rich, obviously.
Completely right. But what the argument I was going to make is that those top signings that we have made have been very effective so far. And have been...
Yeah, they have been good.
Excellent. And what I was going to question that was compared to Man United in the last few years, when you spent a lot of money on one man who have just been slandering recently, for example, Fred, who's £50 million, who is not transpired to be worth that value.
But United wasting money isn't the same as Newcastle spending money they never spent before. United have always spent money. The difference is now we've got shit people spending it and wasting it. But Newcastle never spent money.
Well, that's the conversation I wanted to have, was compared to what the Glazers do so terribly, is that they don't have a bloody clue how to run things.
Awful.
They've got the money, they've got the investment. The money, as I know from working for this channel for a long time now, which I wouldn't have known if I hadn't worked here, the money is it's not coming from the Glazers, it's coming from the club. And what they've done with that money is a lot of poor signings, which is why you see Manchester United's decline in the last 10 years.
On a day-to-day basis, that's why everyone hates the Glazers, because they're shit.
Yes.
And they hire bad people who then make bad decisions on their behalf because they only care about money.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not here defending the Glazers. They're awful.
And on that point you made where you pulled up transfer market and you had shown that 6, well, it wasn't 6.
4 of the top 6.
4 of the top 6 has been since their new owners. How much of that is an actual criticism? Because
I'm not. None of this is a criticism. None of this is a criticism. Yeah. I don't think it's a bad thing that you're spending money. This was in response to you saying that we've been quite conservative. When I think that is being slightly overplayed because of
slightly though conservative. They've not. It's one of them.
I think spending 65 million quid on a new striker, 45 million quid on a new midfielder, 35 million quid on a new centre back in 18 months isn't like we're just taking it steady and see what happens.
Worse than that with less money than Newcastle in one window. Newcastle have been outspent by Nottingham Forest this summer.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's not like it's. I don't know. For the money that Newcastle have had and the excitement and the pressure from their fans for them to go gun ho straight away. Yeah. I think they've been relatively conservative if you look at it logically. Like, it might look like, they've had 4 which isn't even that much.
They probably could have gone bigger, but the other thing is they can't just spend 600 million quid because financial fair play would stop some of that. I get your point.
Yeah, but when you get the sponsorship on the shirts from
200 million a year,
then it all changes
from the Saudi Public Investment Fund. No, you're right, and Newcastle are playing well, but again, that's too much about Newcastle.
I like to talk about Man United. Sure.
Yeah, let's talk about Man United. I'm worried about Eriksen. I'm more worried about Rashford not playing, to be honest. I don't think Sancho's been particularly great the last few weeks, and Rashford's our top goal scorer. Are you worried that Ronaldo's not playing? Rashford's not playing, sorry?
I thought Rashford would have been key today.
Yeah.
Especially with Trippier down the right side and how much of a threat he's going forward, and the fact that Shah plays right centre-half for him. I think that's the one weaker link in their defence as well. I thought if we could get Rashford in behind Trippier when he does get caught up a little bit higher and then isolate Rashford with Shah, that would have been somewhere where we could have got in, to be honest with you. But the fact that it's Sancho, who's a lot less dynamic and a lot less quick when it comes to Rashford, he might be more technical, a better dribbler. But I think for the fit, Rashford on that side would have been better. Do you know what I mean? And obviously Ronaldo's not been playing amazingly either, I think. But he might not matter as much in this game because I don't expect Newcastle to low block too much. He might get a little bit more space. But I wouldn't have been surprised today if I saw Rashford start up front, to be honest.
Yeah.
And it would have been Sancho on the left. But
do you think there's something to be sort of said for Ten Hag wanting to find or see if there can be something made out of a Shaw-Sancho partnership? Because ever since Sancho's been here, Luke Shaw's been in the worst form of his career pretty much, hasn't he? Yeah. However, he's looked a bit sharper last couple of weeks, a bit better on the ball, a bit more willing to track back. Do you think he wants to see if maybe an overlapping Shaw and a more technical player like Luke Shaw can work alongside Sancho better than he does with Rashford? I don't know. It just surprises me when Rashford's been our most sort of highest goal scorer, and I think he's a top assister as well, or up there. Or do you think it's almost just a case of we've got Tottenham on Wednesday, we've got Chelsea on Saturday, we need to rest these players?
Why Rashford's not playing?
No, so all I can find is the mention is that Eriksen is ill, and then Rashford's just on the bench.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's I'll have a little look at that. But are you, as a Newcastle fan, what do you make to seeing Sancho and not Rashford on that left hand side?
I prefer it.
Yeah.
It's better for Newcastle. I think Rashford's been playing really well this season. There was all that nonsense, wasn't there, of him winning Player of the Month and people saying, why has Haaland not got it or whatever when he's scored the same number of goals as him. Rashford's played well this season. I obviously watch Man United games every week working here, and I think one thing you can say for Rashford is maybe he's not always involved, but he always pops up with a goal or an assist.
Yeah.
Sancho, to be honest, Drew, he's not been performing too well, but he has had a few contributions this season. But I do find Rashford by far the more dangerous player, and I'm happy to see him not in that starting 11.
Yeah, Sancho's got 3 goals. Technically 0 assists because of the deflection on Thursday, but obviously was massively crucial in the involvement of that McTominay goal.
it's also just Martial being injured all the time just pisses me off.
Yeah.
Because he seemed to be going on a little bit of a positive resurgence almost under Ten Hag. And I know Ronaldo's stands are going to criticise me, but I think United looks so much better when Martial's been up front, even in the little bits that I've seen. It looks a lot more fluid. I think with Ronaldo, he's become such a box predator in a sense. He's a goal threat in that kind of instance.
Yeah.
I don't know if United at the moment are built in a way where we can afford just to have a striker that is that. Do you know what I mean? I think we need a striker that's a bit more mobile, can also threaten him behind a little bit, especially with look at our front three. Our front three has little to no pace in it. Not one of those players.
Anthony's quick,
but I'm going to go on. Not one of those players in the front three runs him behind.
No.
And that is also an issue. We've got the likes of Bruno Fernandes and Eriksen, who are very much players that, for a creative standpoint, they're looking for incisive through balls. Yeah. They've got the quality to do it. They can go on behind. We don't have the players in our front line to kind of make the most of it, apart from Rashford. Martial can do when he's up front. And I think we lose a little bit of an element of that when Ronaldo's up front. When I look at Ronaldo, Sancho and Antony, there's quality in that front three, but there's not a lot of pace and dynamism in it in terms of getting in behind. And I think that's what we sometimes lose. And I think Bruno looks a bit worse when he doesn't have that pace in front of him to them hopeful balls. But yeah, I think Martial just has provided a little bit of a different positive way of we kind of set up when he has played. And I think that Ronaldo is he's not the player that we kind of need up front right now. I'm not saying he's awful. He's got his quality as a goal threat and he will always be that. But he's got to a stage now at 38 where he's solely just a box predator really. And it's to the point where sometimes in games he comes short into like number 10 space just to receive the ball and set it back, and it's like that's not really benefiting us.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think with Ronaldo at the minute, I wonder if the reason we've gone with Sancho. Apparently, there's a rumour as well that Rashford isn't 100%. So Shamoun Hafez from BBC says Ten Hag says that Christian Eriksen is out through illness and Marcus Rashford is on the bench as he is under the weather and not 100% fit. So there's a bit of an illness going on. Like Steve's had it, Jay's had it. It could well be the same one. Yeah. This little flu that's going around at the minute. I mean, Eriksen's got something up with him.
Probably vaccinated.
Probably vaccinated, which is I think 90% of adults in the country. So if they ever get ill, I mean, it's definitely the vaccine that did it. It's good. It's interesting though. Do you remember how no one got ill before the vaccine? Because my great grandma was still alive before that, and she was 2,000 years old. And then she has the vaccine, bang, dead. But yeah, so Rashford isn't 100%. So there's a couple of positions on this pitch: Fred, Sancho, Ronaldo, where you look at it and think this isn't the manager's ideal choice, and they are three pretty crucial parts of the pitch. I mean, Ronaldo's not a bad backup to have, Sancho's not a bad backup to have, even Fred's not a bad backup to have. We've got 10 minutes till kickoff. There's 3,000 people watching and under 300 likes. Let's get to 1,000 likes immediately. If you're watching, like the video, and if you like the video, it'll make Man United win. It's like one of those prayer circles.
I think that would like one.
You've got to give them a little wager sometimes.
Like the video.
And we will.
And we will win. Like the video, and we will beat Ethan to a pulp. I'll put a snooker ball in a sock, and we'll just do him in for being a Newcastle fan. What are your thoughts?
I'm on board.
Yeah, see? Are you on board for the likes?
I'm just thinking of YouTube's policy towards threatening behaviour, Drew.
Okay, great point. We don't want to get demonetised. Okay, do it, and we'll beat Ethan, but in the sock, there'll just be loads of love and kisses.
Oh, I quite like that.
Okay, 700 likes immediately, because I don't want to kiss Ethan. That's all right.
Love in a sock, Drew?
Love in a sock is what happens when the tissue's in the bathroom.
Yeah,
right. Taron Camplin says, poor Ethan.
Oh, thank you.
Is that a thank you?
Thank you for the sympathy. Poor in terms of
cash-wise.
Poorly. Right.
Let's get into our score predictions. Get your score predictions in the comments. How is this game going to go? Give us your scoreline and scorers. I'm going to start with you, Ronaldo. Yeah. So Ethan can really make his mind up what he wants to say on this channel when I ask him. You've got a minute to think. Okay. I know you're a Newcastle fan, but just think what you're doing. Okay. Ronaldo.
I'm going 2-1.
Man United.
2-1 Man United.
Yes!
I would have gone 2-2 if they had St. Maximin playing. because I felt like him versus Dalot was going to be a little bit of an issue. I think looking at their starting lineup now with Longstaff and Jacob Murphy, I'm a little bit more confident than I was. But I do think it's still going to be a difficult game because we haven't got Ericsson and Rashford isn't playing as well. I think it's going to be a grind. It's going to be frustrating.
Yep.
It's going to be difficult. There's going to be tense moments, but I think United will be able to grate out a 2-1 win. We've become better at that, though.
Yeah.
It's gone under the radar, but I think United have got a little bit better at grinding out results.
The Everton one was a big one, I thought, because that's a game that we deserved to win. We made more chances than the opposition. We controlled the ball for most of the game. But in the past, we'd have drawn that. Or I don't know if we would have definitely drawn that, but we've seen so many games like that, especially under Van Gaal, it seemed to happen all the time, where we dominate the game, 65% possession, loads of chances, 2-2. And the fact that we held out and some good changes, bringing Varane on, sorting out the defence, just made that game feel so, to me, different to previous seasons, and hopefully we can carry that on. Wilson says 2-1. Zim says 6-4. Ronaldo 2. Fred, Anthony, the Butcher, and Bruno. 2. Fred, Anthony, Butcher, 2. Fred, Anthony, Butcher. 6. Perfect. Nice. Tom Whitehead says, "Can you stream this game?" Yes, you can. Because you can't watch it on telly anywhere. Yeah. Philip Glover says 2-1 Anthony and Bruno. Danny Gray says we just can't finish. I think that felt like an anomaly the other night to me. Ethan.
Hello.
The game kicks off in 7 minutes.
Yes.
What's the score going to be?
I can't believe I want Leeds to win as well.
You want Leeds to beat Arsenal? Yeah, same.
If you haven't noticed, I just don't like Arsenal.
I don't like Arsenal either.
Do you want my prediction, Joe?
Fucking hell.
Shit!
Sass o'clock. Bit of spice.
I'll have the single on me if you don't mind, please.
Oh shit! Fucking hell.
All this to predict his own team's going to lose.
Yeah.
I'll have the single on me.
I'm going to have to say 2-1 United.
Are you actually?
2-1 Newcastle United.
He's done me! He's done me!
3 times.
Fuck off. Who's going to score then, if you're so hard?
I think Callum Wilson is going to open the scoring.
If he doesn't come off in the first 15 minutes of a hamstring.
Which is sadly a possibility. Yeah. But that's not going to happen today because as part of my prediction, Callum Wilson is not going to get injured today. Callum Wilson opens the scoring. Then Anthony pulls one back. And then in the 93rd minute, from a scrappy corner, Fabian Schär pokes one into the back of the net.
No chance. Right. Listen, what do you think's going to happen with the... Because we've got almost David versus Goliath on the right wing for United, don't we?
Do you?
You've got... How tall is Anthony and how tall is Dan Burn?
Dan Burn's 6'6". Anthony's quite a tall fella.
Anthony's 5'8" and a bit.
Oh, he's
just under 5'9". Thereabouts.
Maybe not.
He's shorter than that, 100%.
He's like 5'7".
Oh, Dan Burn will have
around 5'8".
He's around. Yeah, he looks shorter than that. But
yeah.
Dan Burns like 6'7", isn't he?
6'6", I think.
Put Dan Burns on. Let me see, because I think it's just interesting that he's going to be playing against someone a foot taller.
Yeah, 6'6".
He's quick, Dan Burn. He's got good legs.
Well, the fastest man in history is 6'6".
Well, exactly. Is that Usain Bolt?
6'5".
Yeah. Is he 6'5"? I thought it was 6'6". Either way,
he was an anomaly though. Him.
Yeah, because most sprinters are 6 foot or 5'11".
They're still quite tall though. Most sprinters.
Yeah, but they're usually around 6 foot.
What's weird about them is they're all very, very like well built. I always thought that more muscle would make you slower, but
it does. It makes you slower, probably over the first 10 yards, but 100 yards.
How long till kick-off, Joe?
4 minutes.
If you don't mind, I've got rather excited and drank far too much water.
I thought you were going to say I've prepared a song.
No, I've not, but I was hoping if I could nip to the bathroom before.
You'll piss under the table?
No. I could finish the bottle and just into the
your
bottle.
little Geordie bottle. No, you can go to the toilet while we
using the singles in these two.
I'm going to go with a 2-0 to United.
You think clean sheet? And the wife's gone.
And I like that. Can you see if you can go higher again?
Nah, because it's not very machismo of me.
Machismo. I like the word machismo. I thought that was saved just for 80s dads.
Toxic masculinity.
I think we'll win 2-0. I think we will get a clean sheet just because I think we've looked a lot better defensive. Like, we really should have got a clean sheet against Everton. I know that eventually they racked up some extra shots and chances toward the end of the game, but I think they only got them because, one, they had a very, very low percentage chance shot go in for their opener, and two, because Rashford's goal was disallowed. That allowed that pressure to build at the end. I think, again, it was a great finish by... what's his name who scored for Everton? Iwobi. It was a great finish by him, but if he takes that shots 20 times, it's going in once, and it happened to be that one.
Yeah.
So I think actually defensively, for the majority of games, other than the City game, United have looked pretty good for a couple of months now. So I'm hopeful we can actually finally get that Premier League clean sheet that I think our performances have deserved. So I'll go not Rashford. Actually, no, I think Rashford will come off the bench and get one. And I think that Ronaldo will score as well.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. The game isn't televised in the UK, and I'm not really sure why, because it's pretty high profile, isn't it? But we've also got Villa Chelsea kicking off at 2. We've got Leeds Arsenal kicking off at 2. We've got Southampton and West Ham kicking off at 2 o'clock as well. And we'll be giving you updates on those games as we go along. But obviously the one we care about is Manchester United versus Newcastle. We've decided to give you another go at your score prediction, Ethan.
Why?
Because last time you said 2-1 to Newcastle.
Yeah.
And this is a Man United fan channel.
Oh, yeah.
So...
I said 2-1 United, didn't I?
Man United?
How about... We'll take a draw.
Better.
Sure, 1-1 draw.
Better.
Yeah?
No, to be fair,
Yeah.
Newcastle are pretty decent, aren't they? You've got a chance.
Oh, we've only lost one game this season, Joe. That's decent, isn't
And
it?
it was dubious, wasn't it?
And it was dubious as well. So technically we're unbeaten.
No, not technically, not unbeaten.
Very good at
Theoretically.
They're very good at drawing games.
Very good at drawing games, Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes too good when it comes to drawing games against Bournemouth and Crystal Palace. But apart from that...
You've got better, though. Oh, fuck this. I can't be arsed. I'm so sick. I can't be arsed losing to Newcastle.
So sick of love songs.
I'm so sick of...
He doesn't even know the reference.
Neo?
Oh, yeah.
I fucking know it, mate. I wrote it.
Okay.
I learnt that on keyboards. Fucking know it, mate. Fucking...
That almost sounded prepared.
Closed my eyes and just swayed along to that bad boy, yeah. What a tune. Anyway, I'm just sick of not knowing if United's going to win a football match. That still hasn't come back. I know under Fergie you could still lose games.
Do you not think
but there was a time where you thought, we are winning today,
but do you not think
and mostly you were right.
Do you not think that's better, though? Do you feel like it must be boring being a City fan?
My friend Joe...
No, it wasn't boring being a United fan in the 2000s.
True.
It wasn't. It was fucking amazing.
My friend Joe, who's a
win.
Man City fan, says to me, it's shite being good.
Oh, shut up.
He says it's shite
Shut up.
Listen, they literally know. They literally didn't know. There's no suspense. 90% of the games they go in, they're winning at least 3.
But there's suspense. May, whatever it was last season, May the 23rd. If they drop points, Liverpool win the league. There's your suspense. The ultimate suspense. Not, will we beat fucking Middlesbrough in the FA Cup this season? I don't need that suspense. Give me 3 games of suspense.
It's true, because United played against Middlesbrough.
And we lost.
We are literally thinking, I'm not 100% sure we win.
We lost. I don't mind the suspense of a Champions League semi-final or going down to the last game of the season, not knowing if you're going to win it. That's some good suspense. But I don't want suspense at home to fucking Bristol in the League Cup. I don't want suspense then. I want to win 70% of games at a canter.
That's the magic of the cup, Joe.
Stop saying the magic of the cup. That's just a get-out clause for people who don't know what to say. Well, that's the magic of the cup. What? Someone's a fat bloke eating a pie that he was paid to eat on the touchline. Remember that?
That coach. He got
banned.
in trouble for because he planned it with a betting company that he was going to do it at that minute.
Yeah. It's the magic of the cup. No, it's not. It's the magic of fucking steak, gravy, and cash. Bullshit. Anyway, someone just says Sue. Yeah, exactly. I'm so bored. Haaland's going to score again. Yeah, that's all City have to worry about. It wasn't boring in that you did get used to winning as a United fan, but it wasn't. It was never boring. It was phenomenal.
Yeah,
it was so good. I've seen Van Persie put that volley in against Villa to win the league.
Like the fact that it's like 1:2 and the game's not starting. Oh yeah,
1:2.
Is it 1:2?
1:2. A minute's gone.
Life gone.
A minute. The game's gone. We've not seen it.
B says, enjoying this Newcastle fan. Good bants with Joe.
Oh, thanks. Well, you can see us having more bants, Joe, on the Sloppy Drews podcast. So make sure you check that out.
Nah, there's no kind of product placement like that. Yeah, to be honest. You paying for that ad?
You've got your own podcast, haven't you?
You paying for that ad?
Yeah, well, no, but he's come on the channel, hasn't he? You've got your own podcast, haven't you?
Do I?
Does he?
It's called the XG Files.
Oh, yeah.
The XG Files. That's not mine. I'm just a
Co-host who's on the thumbnail.
Oh, yeah, you're on the thumbnail that now.
Yeah, XG Files.
Joe doesn't even get an author thumbnail.
Yeah, I do.
The XG Files is the worst podcast on the internet. If you want to find out how bad it is, come watch.
That's interesting. That's an interesting way to plug the show, but
That can
I
actually
kind of
work,
respect it, yeah.
Oh, sorry, I meant Stretford Paddock thumbnails, Joe.
All right.
Because you never get on them, do you?
I do sometimes.
Maybe just not a clickable enough face.
Oh, yeah, I forgot Watchalong because you're like 10 minutes behind.
Newcastle's kit.
Oh, yes, where
Do you know what I mean?
Saudi Arabian kit.
Watchalong used to like removing the comments.
Yeah. Just scroll up in that. United ready.
Come on, you Reds.
About to kick off.
It's just weird as the pitch look a little bit dodge.
Looks alright to me. It's a bit of Nick Pope.
Make sure phones are turned off on that.
Yeah. The notifications.
Why do you get kicked off if it rings?
I'll get
removed
really
from the
angry.
Watchalong.
Yeah, you get removed. We get the bouncer to come in and take you out.
Who's the bouncer?
Anna.
I know.
She'll beat you up in the back room. Interrogation
She's
style.
hard as nails, Anna.
Hard as nails.
And I reckon you'd throw your shoulder out if you threw a punch.
Right.
Well, we're about to get underway, aren't we, Drew?
You nervous?
Yes.
We are underway.
We're underway.
Casemiro. Back to Varane.
Respectfully, I thought it was Varane. Seeing that we're already being pressed high as fuck.
Well,
And this is the problem.
did you know this, Drew? In the Newcastle United dressing room, Eddie Howe has the words, "Intensity is our identity." Up on
That's
the wall.
one of the most Brendan Rodgers things I've ever read in my entire life, right there.
But the difference between them
Bit of
two,
character.
Drew, is that Eddie Howe's sixth.
Eddie
in the
Howe
league.
likes getting relegated.
No, he doesn't like
Well,
it.
he does it enough.
He's done it once.
Similar enough, though, isn't it?
Listen, they were crap, that Bournemouth team.
Okay.
Yeah,
Stayed up
he
for 4
you
years.
know.
Yeah, because they had this philosophy of like
But
buying.
you are talking. I'm not the
19.
biggest fan of Brendan Rodgers by any means, but he did win the FA Cup 2 seasons ago.
I liked Brendan Rodgers, but Brendan Rodgers is a 3-year manager. He's always been that, hasn't he?
Yeah, that's true.
3 years and crap.
You sound like a big fan. You see, he's got a shelf life. I feel like majority of managers do these days.
Yeah,
That's
they do.
It's just
don't they?
until the players get
Why
bored
do you
of
think that?
Pep
is?
was a 3-year manager for a while.
Why is that a thing? Do people just get bored after 3 years?
I think that's when you have to start making a new team.
Yeah.
And I think that's the most difficult thing in management is to stay successful
Yeah.
whilst rotating and rebuilding a team. That's a shit pass from Ronaldo, that.
That's been Ronaldo's like most common thing is dropping in deep and then setting the ball backwards.
Yeah,
Either
playing a bad
misplaced
pass.
Or, but up until then, that was a great passage of play. We kept it, avoided the press, but pretty well. But then it's just broke down on Ronaldo, hasn't it?
Look, he can be a pressing forward. Look at him go.
His press is not so much the problem. Like, when people have mentioned that he can't press and this and that, I don't really see, even when Rashford's played up front, I don't see him as people that have pressed loads or Martial. But I think it's more in possession. We lose a little bit of mobility and a little bit of hold up.
Go on,
Yeah,
then.
he's crap, isn't he?
No,
That's a
he's
good
not
pass,
crap.
that, out to Sancho.
Go on, Sancho, stand him up. Look at Luke Shaw and he's away.
Oh.
Back to Bruno. Fred,
Watch him. Watch a smile and apologies. It's coming.
where is
It's probably
it?
grinning.
Come on.
It's probably grinning.
Oh, we couldn't
Oh,
see
you
the
couldn't
face.
see
We couldn't
it.
see the face, but there was something going on there, wasn't there?
You are always guaranteed to get a Fred shot 90 yards wide or over with him smiling about it afterwards.
It's a good play as well, this. That's got to result in a shot. That is genuinely an amateur shot, that.
It was a good move, though, Joe.
It was a good move, but again, it's a good move that's broken down by a sort of non-league standard end product.
Look at he's proper leaning back. He's like...
proper swinging a leg. Like, the sort of shot, genuinely, that I would do that.
Does it upset
And
you
I'm like,
that he smiles afterwards?
No, it don't upset me. Like I said
really.
before, I'm happy that he takes not
just
blame,
don't
but
see it
like
too often.
responsibility for doing it.
Yeah.
But eventually, you've just got to be better, or you have to play for a
Stop.
club that's worse.
Yeah, or just stop shooting.
Yeah.
I think we just see that too often is the problem.
Well, the only one in your midfield who can really do that is Bruno Fernandes today, can't he? You've got no Ericsson. Casemiro's not exactly a goal scorer.
No.
So maybe Fred has to have a pop now and then because you can't always work at a Bruno.
No.
Yeah, go on.
But still, 20 yards,
No,
you think? Give it someone else.
Had a decent.
Look at there, see, is it Joe Linton there, 39?
No, that's Bruno Guimaraes.
Bruno
They've
Guimaraes
both
push.
copied the same hairstyle, Joe.
It's so annoying when players do that
Are they actually related?
because you just cannot see.
No, just good friends and
But
Brazilian.
Guimaraes there was basically almost man marking Casemiro in the middle of the pitch.
Yeah.
Was it? Great header that. Fucking hell.
There's Drew Linton there.
Yeah.
No, from Casemiro.
Oh, sorry.
Fucking hell. Shit.
This is a good
Kinda.
start for Man United, I think.
Yeah, controlling
bad.
things.
Yeah,
Dominating
playing out
the
from the
ball.
ball well, from the back well.
The ball, majority
Stepping
spend the most time in Newcastle's half.
Yeah,
A lot more direct.
Sancho again, back to Fred.
Go on, have another shot, son. No, he's lost
It's
it.
not a very good.
Oh, and that's
player.
a
Again,
foul.
it's another move that breaks down at Fred's
Fred.
feet. Both times we've got the ball in your half. One time Ronaldo gave a pass away. The other two times Fred did the wrong thing on the edge of the box. What he's tried to do there is dribble into 3 players. The first time he tried to shoot.
I do like how thingies look though. I feel like Sancho's started
Sancho.
the game very lively. He looks
Yeah.
direct.
Yeah.
It looks like he's hearing the murmurings that he's not driving enough. Looks to have a little bit more of that today.
Yeah. I think he just needs to try a bit more. Not as in try harder, I mean try more things, try more difficult
Being a bit
things.
More
Yeah, maybe-
express yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe it's just confidence that he needs. But like try and go past someone. Try and pop a shot around the corner. Try and
Play it, Anthony.
do something difficult.
Go on.
Oh,
Nah, he
bugger
never
off.
give
Not
him
a
that.
I think we need to press on Nick Pope as well because Nick Pope's a really, really good shot stopper. One thing I realised about him, his distribution's not very good.
He's nervy.
Yeah.
He's
Is he?
nervy when he goes to kick at Ronaldo.
Yeah.
The thing he does best, which I quite like, is when they are pressing him and he is in a bit of trouble, he'll just put out a play or he'll kick it out first time.
Go on then,
good for
Sancho. Out to Ronaldo on the left. It's a poor ball that from Sancho.
It's a bit heavy, but it's just that the legs ain't there anymore.
The legs
innit?
aren't there, in fairness.
He's a
but
bit heavy.
It's not like Sancho doesn't
Yeah,
know
it's
that.
a bit heavy.
Yeah.
It's,
I agree with you. You know when people do through balls and then people have a go at the person for not catching it?
Yeah.
As a player, you're meant to know your players.
Yeah, exactly. You
Know
know
your players.
Ronaldo
Yeah,
isn't
yeah.
Rashford.
So you don't play it through or you play it a little bit softer.
Yeah. Part of, like top players play the ball to the left foot or right foot of the person they're passing it to, let alone into the path of, you know.
Ooh.
your slope down the side of the pitch is in good shape.
It's caught many out in its time. That slope, and at the bottom you can see there's AstroTurf over it now, over the back. But at the sides, I don't know if it still is. It's just exposed brick. Do you know that bottom layer there where there's Astro?
Yeah.
That's just bricks.
Cher's done his knee on the thing there.
Who have you got on the bench?
Defenders, I'm not too sure, to be honest with you.
Chelsea have scored. It's 1-0, by the way, in that
I
game.
was going to say you might end up just putting Dan Burns centre half and
Who are Chelsea playing, forgive
then
me?
put him target.
Chelsea playing Villa, I think.
Oh,
Yeah, Chelsea playing Villa.
oh yeah, because Gerrard made that press conference.
Yeah, they should absolutely pummel us to death, he said.
Come on, man. There's people saying soon in the comments, but no, people said soon in the comments earlier, but
Yeah.
I won't actually see one today. I feel like we've had a couple of good opportunities that I would have liked to us make more of. Do you know
Got
what I
in
mean?
some
Especially
good positions.
Especially against, because that's been one of the problems we've had in recent weeks, is that we've had a lot of good play and a lot of good attacking play and chances, but not been clinical. And I think these are the type of games where you get caught out in it.
Yeah, because Newcastle are actually decent.
Yeah.
They're not ammonia where you can miss 30 chances and still win.
That's what gave me a bit of optimism, Drew, watching that Ammonia game the other day. Was it 34 shots you had?
Yeah.
Only scoring one eventually. That gives me a little bit of hope that we can keep yous out.
Do you know?
That's a
There
shit
you go.
pass from Dallo.
Intensity is our identity.
Shut up.
Winning the ball back in your half.
Intensity is our identity. It's such a shit thing to have on a wall.
Well, you were looking for a slogan.
That's
for
the
Watchalong,
footballing
Drew.
equivalent of it's wine o'clock in someone's kitchen, isn't it? It's always 5 o'clock somewhere. That's what Sam Allardyce had on the wall in his dressing room.
What's some of the guys?
Yeah. There we go. Go on, Fred. Pop it. Here we go. That is just crap, innit?
Ooh, Fabian.
You know, Shaw looking a bit nervy there, but we're
Good pressing there, though, from
Back
United.
to the goalie.
Not the best starts from Ronaldo and.
Well done, Martinez. Do you say Martinez or Martinez? That will be as well.
Like a pen as well. To be fair, he jumped up. I don't know.
Is he not giving that?
That was a pen.
I mean, I don't want to agree with you, but that looked like a
The
penalty.
reaction of the player that's gone down, and Wilson
didn't react much,
doesn't
did he?
look like he's.
Looked clumsy though. I
Fucking
thought.
hell. It was definitely clumsy. I thought that was a penalty, to be honest. It looked like he just stepped straight across him, didn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Wilson likes to whine, Drew, and the fact that he's not whining makes me feel less inclined to think it's a penalty anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
Fucking hell.
Risky that.
Been action already.
I know. Check complete, no penalty. I'd like to see that again.
You know you spoke about VAR? I think Delo's not had a great start either.
Go on, Callum. Oh, that's all
Well
right.
done, David.
I think appeals and animosity with where you appeal has an effect on VAR decisions.
Yeah, I do. I know, obviously it shouldn't, but I think it does.
But, yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Like
It seemed like a
again.
weird tackle from Varane where he just sort of stepped across Callum Wilson for sort of almost no reason, really.
Yeah. But maybe it looked like he pulled out of it a bit.
Yeah. Sancho. Fred again. Let's see what he can do this time. That's better. Finds a pass to Anthony.
Who was that to? Canal Delo, where are you?
He was expecting Delo, but he wasn't there, was he?
Newcastle growing into it a little bit more now.
Intricate.
It was all Man United the first 6 or so minutes.
Yeah, that's one thing.
Well
Well
done.
he is quick.
Well, that's Miss St Maximin today. When you play a top team like Man United, when you've got a player who can just take you out of that pressure, go around a few players, and then you've got an opportunity.
Especially, no offence, but
Yeah.
Dallow's not necessarily the best one-on-one.
No.
That's a good pass, fucking hell.
Good pass there.
And well done, Almer on.
This is what I was worried about with Newcastle
Yeah.
when they win the ball up high when he press.
Yeah.
Corner to the tune.
Throw in, I think.
Throw into the tune.
It's just with Casemiro and Fred, it's just not. It won't be as fluid. We could get caught out on a couple of occasions.
Is Trippier your club captain?
He's it's Jamal Lascelles, but he doesn't play, so it's basically Trippier.
What, because he's not good enough?
And he's crap.
Wasn't he given the captaincy back when you were just like in free fall as well?
Yeah, during that era when remember back in the day we got relegated, it was John Carver who came in charge. Against Leicester City we lost 3-0. Mike Williamson got sent off and Carver said he'd done it deliberately. Then Jamal Lascelles got sent off in the 90th minute, came back and was being like punching the walls and getting everyone cheered up, and they liked that spirit from Jamal Lascelles.
So he's alright to get sent off, but not the other guy.
That's what I yeah. But then Lascelles became club captain in the Championship year and has been ever since in 2016.
Fucking hell.
A nice lad.
Not that good at football.
Not that much good at football, Joe. Well built.
I'll
Quite
do
good in
it.
the air.
Just waiting to see the outcome of this corner.
Yep. We'll see. I need to see. But I don't know. Are you from what you've seen so far? Are you more nervous or less nervous about?
This so far, it's not a foul. I think he's looking for it.
It's one of them where I feel like if it was given, it wouldn't have been ungiven.
Yeah, probably. It's in that territory, isn't it? It's not a big enough mistake, but it could have gone either way.
Is it clear and obvious enough to disagree with the referee?
I don't think so. Because I think he doesn't step across his path enough. He steps near him. Oh, that was almost a brilliant pass. Go on, Jane, hit it. Ooh!
Goal kick or
goal kick?
That was a bending effort from Jaden. Pope was nowhere near it, but it was quite a few feet over the bar in the end, I think. It's good
little counter attack though. This pass was almost unbelievable from Bruno.
Brilliant.
That'd have been.
Fabian
But that's what I want. I want Sancho to hit the ball there.
He could have faked him.
He snatched it a bit because of the tackle coming in, didn't he?
Sancho in that instance just fake it a little.
Looking confident, Sancho.
Yeah, better than he has been.
Yeah.
Certainly more, like we're saying, a bit more intensity to him.
A bit more drive.
Yeah. Go on then, press him there, that's good. This is good here from United. Win that now, win that. Yeah, there you go. It's good
Martinez
pressing that
has
from
started
United.
very well.
He has. Great.
That's actually a good flick.
I don't think it
Don't
is.
mind that. It wasn't. It was.
He
It was a very dodgy pass into Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Ronaldo.
I think the pass was for Fred,
Yeah. Oh,
the original.
I think Ronaldo did pretty well to get a nice little touch on it. Just a bit heavy.
Did we get 1,000 likes, Joe?
956 likes. Let's see if we can get over 1,000 likes. Come on. We only need 40,
Just need
44 likes.
2 more.
Leeds versus Arsenal has been delayed due to a power cut at Ellen Road. So that's just one of the least surprising things I've ever
how
heard in
long's
my
it
life.
gone then? It says there it's 40 minutes has gone out of that game. So how delayed is it?
Oh, not too sure. There was once a time, Joe and Ronaldo, at St James's Park, where we were going to play Leicester, and the kickoff got delayed by an hour because we got a new big screen TV installed, and it looked like it was going to fall off. So that
Really?
do a bit of maintenance on it before kickoff.
That's
so everyone
great,
stand
innit?
inside the ground.
I've been around to a mate's house where that's happened before.
Really?
Where you think the telly's on the bracket on the way, like, mate, that's gonna go. And you're like, fucking glue it to the wall.
They're usually,
Fucking
they're
glue
usually
it.
the ones that never go.
Yeah, they stay there. You try and knock the house down and the telly's still on the wall. But yeah, you can't have a big flat screen telly crushing 6,000 people. Can you?
Tense here.
Oh, and there was that scrappy corner I was telling you about. Just
Yeah, just 70
75 minutes
minutes
too
of
early.
Things have not looked that bad from set pieces as well this
See,
season.
De Gea, slow it down there.
I don't know, man. Should take the sting out of it there a little bit.
That's it, Bruno.
Yeah. See.
FTSE 100. So yeah, Newcastle have kind of taken the role of controlling team, haven't they, the last 5 minutes?
If we had a quick start, I think they've grown into it a little bit more.
Well done again there. I just need that second push.
Oh, there's a bit of Fred's pressure, but not winning the ball, Joe.
Not really stung Nick Pope's gloves yet, though.
No,
He's not made a save.
no.
No, not yet.
Good pass between the lines.
Neither's Dafford.
Well done.
Oh, and there's Dafford's first save.
Bruno going down there. It
Fucking
looked
hell.
like Bruno had won the ball back and then he just fell over.
Okay, now making Jacob Murphy look good.
Oh, he's never going to score from there, Jacob Murphy, is he?
Is he not?
Nah.
He's not that guy.
He's just quick.
No.
See, Bruno's got the ball there at one point and just falls over.
Didn't have the strength, though. Dispossess him.
One goal in his last 42 Premier League appearances, Joe, I think.
Jacob Murphy.
Yep. So don't get too worried when you see him in that position.
You say that, but
Those are the really, really jinxy
Alex
facts.
Iwobi's not that different.
Yeah, Alex Iwobi probably has worse statistics than that. And he bent one in the top corner within 5 minutes against us last week.
That's true. Good goal, that.
It was.
Yeah,
Annoyingly.
Too much, he took an L.
that's true.
Or we can have the goal, we'll take the W.
Nice.
Real nice.
It's quite big. That's the race for the top four, with us just a place behind you.
Do you
Joe.
feel like you're in that?
Yeah.
What is a realistic target
No.
for you as Newcastle?
I'd say a realistic target Ronaldo would be, well, at the start of the season I wanted top 10. I thought that would be a good improvement.
Yep.
Where did you finish last season?
11th.
Right.
And obviously we were fighting relegation most of that year. So I thought top 10. But at the minute, the way it's looking, top 8 would be nice. It's 7th or whatever and get Conference League. Is that 8th or 7th?
What is it even you're missing? You think you're missing just
Something like
another
that.
winger or something like that? Because people expect you to go a little bit big in Jan.
Well, you can see today, like, the squad's quite thin, isn't it? When you
Yeah.
back up wingers or Murphy and Almiron, it's not too too brilliant. But when you can add that bit more depth, hey, in a few years, top 4 won't be too silly.
I think if you finished 11th last season,
Yeah.
the thing is, the higher up you go, the harder it is to gain another place in it. Because the teams above you are more consistent, better teams that are used to finishing top 6, top 8. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I completely agree.
You think United will finish top 4?
You wouldn't finish
gonna
higher
be-
than 4th if you were to. You're not getting.
I think it's
First,
going to be very
second,
tight.
third.
It's going to be extremely tight. Chelsea's up look like they found themselves a little bit when they get a new manager bounce.
Yeah.
It can go on for quite a while.
Tottenham aren't playing especially well, but are third, and have a bit of a
Tottenham have the Conte element. I think it's going to be very difficult for us to finish fourth.
Yeah.
But a massive part of that is relying on the deficiencies of Chelsea and Liverpool, isn't it?
But that's always the
Rather than
case,
your
isn't it?
brilliance. Yeah.
That's most top 4 teams every year. That's happening. Southampton have beaten West Ham 1-0. Perot with the Perraud. Perot. Get into the comments.
She's with the
Yes. People happy.
Fraud, people calling him.
Fraud.
I love how everyone's just a fraud, aren't they? No, everyone is a fraud. Messi's a fraud. Ronaldo's a fraud. Perot is a fraud. Everyone's a freaking fraud.
I hate that on Twitter, Drew, when like people just reply saying like it'll be a completely irrelevant comment, and then someone just say, "Oh, because of Pessi or Penaldo." It's just like
Penandes.
I hate that.
Fernandes.
He ain't fucking taken a penalty in about 3 years.
One for Kane because of the goals that Kane's got.
Who's that warming up there, Ethan?
Spotman just coming back on basically after taking a bit of a knock.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
So we got.
Yeah, we were seeing more underwear than football just in front of us before, weren't we, Drew?
Yeah.
Gonna force the lines again. It's a good ball. Oh, I did.
Who's that?
Close him down.
Oh, it's a foul.
Too easy, that.
And Newcastle have a
again.
good chance for a
Was it
free kick,
Fred?
Drew Linton there.
Just a shit tackle, innit? Literally just a shit tackle for no reason.
Fucking hell. It's fucking Sunday afternoon. Lord's Day.
I love how you're whispering like they're in a microphone in front of your mouth. Okay.
I did it. I was in the age, you know what I mean? Neck out.
Poor from Martinez for the break there. Yeah, just seeing this drive again here. It's just shit from Fred. He goes down so early, doesn't he?
It's a lazy tackle.
It's just like he's almost like he's doing like a cricket block or something.
It's intelligence and awareness because you give that tackle away with the likes of Trippier on the pitch.
Well,
and
exactly.
It's not I fully expect De Gea to have to make a save here.
It'll be Trippier or Cher over this.
He just
Hopefully
come
Trippier.
over. He just come across so late, so lazy with the challenge and the lunge. It's just. Very, very good position for Newcastle and a very concerning one for us.
Yes, Kieran Trippier range, definitely. He scored something like 3 of his last 4 free kicks for Newcastle, Joe.
Has he?
Yeah.
But the thing is, you know stuff like this in the scout report, do you know what I mean?
I know. That's why you just have to describe some things by Fred as just brainless. Just stupid decisions.
Because he didn't need to go down to the...
No. And he went down so early as well. It wasn't a tackle. It was like he was trying to block him.
Just lazy.
Are you a fan of lying
Taking
down
so
behind the
long to
wall?
take this free kick as well. Fan of someone lying down behind the wall.
Yeah.
I don't. It's probably hard to work out what saves more goals, having someone lying down behind the wall or having an extra man in the box for the rebound. So I don't know. I assume football statisticians have done the maths for us on that.
You're nervous, Drew?
Not really. You could put it in.
Well, I would be if I were you.
Straight into the wall.
Crap.
Just clipped it back in there.
Oh,
And that's all it is.
Oh my God.
Oh. Joe Linton nearly scored the rebound there, headed off the bar.
See, that's someone about if Sancho's not laying down, could we have someone tracking the fucking men in the box instead?
We just knew something was
Oh,
going to
hit the
happen.
post afterwards as
Yeah.
well.
So
I didn't notice that.
We
Hit the bar and post.
You always know whenever you give a cheap free kicks away that something like that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Should score that. He should score that. It's poor.
Yeah, he's doing the Fred smile.
Oh, son. Got to score, Joe Linton. Some of these struggled with all his Newcastle career scoring.
Yeah. I mean, even headers into basically open nets he's struggling with now.
Yeah,
Tense moments.
Yeah.
been there before. Oh, you're not going to get many chances like that.
Don't know, man. I feel like these will be a.
Oh,
my
nearly
God.
got that.
Fucking hell.
Oh, no.
They look a threat from set pieces as well. Like Bruno got a head on it.
We do this, don't we? We just let teams in and let teams in and let teams in.
Man, just the wrong height for him to flick his leg at it, wasn't it? It's annoying.
Yeah. Ronaldo.
To
Bruno.
Sancho's free.
Take the corner
To
there.
the corner.
Bit of life in this game.
You know, it's a
now.
big team. Big team, Newcastle.
Thanks, mate.
You're welcome.
Big team, Man United.
You definitely be the shortest guy on the pitch, Chief.
Other than
Unless they
Sandro
brought-
Martinez.
Or unless they brought on Ryan Fraser.
He's 5'9". He's
I know, I'm joking.
Fraser's 5'5" if they bring him on at that point. Don't know if he's on the bench.
Jesus Christ, 5'5".
Yeah. Imagine.
Imagine.
Embarrassing that, isn't it?
Oh, Fred, go on. What you got, mate? What you got?
Go on, Fred.
Straight into the fucking first man's bollocks. I mean, I know we got a corner like that, but what an awful cross
Even
that
a
was.
first one, the touch could have been better.
He's just having a poor game, isn't he, Fred? Just one of them where he's not made a catastrophic error, so he kind of is going under the radar. But every time he gets the ball, it's just either the attack's breaking down or he's giving stupid fouls away.
Oh.
You need to get some sustained pressure.
Yeah, we do. That's not going to do it, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I'd rather you side foot it, to be fair. Play what you see next to you rather than hoofing it hopefully into the corner.
Go on then.
What's your favourite Man United chant, Drew?
It depends what the scenario is.
Glory, glory, Man United.
How does that go?
I'm not singing on the fucking watch.
Do you know what I mean? We might get demonetised.
I don't know who owns that. We'll Never Die is pretty good at the right moment.
How does that go? Can you give me the lyrics? if you want to sing?
Yeah. Oh, Ronaldo's on here. Is that in?
Nah.
Keep
Was
the
he
red flag
offside,
flying
though?
high because
Yeah, I
Man
think he
United
was
will never die. We'll never die. We'll never die.
Was he
That's
offside?
pretty good.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah, he was offside there. You looked it.
Yeah, Ronaldo digged over.
Bit of a high
Pope,
line.
didn't he? And he's off, yes.
He was offside by much, but he was on a little bit earlier, but sure delayed.
Pope got a hand on that, which stopped it going in.
Nice to see United actually trying to get the ball in behind for the first time in about 15 minutes, though.
Yeah, don't really expect too many of them, though.
No.
The front three lineup we've got.
No. What a look shot. That was good.
See the goal
Yeah.
just throw the ball away.
Oh no,
off,
you better
Trippier.
not be knackered, Trippier.
I hope he is. Should have signed for United when he had the chance.
Who was that? Trippier.
Oh, seeing the Joe Linton
Crossbar
chance
from
again.
Joe Linton, then rebounds to him, hits the post. To be fair, that second one, you've got... The first one is a really good header that
Yeah,
he's
that's a good
unlucky.
effort.
He's
Yeah.
unlucky.
Yeah.
That did go. The second one, you have just got to score.
Yep. Keep
The
us
second
down.
one, the keeper is not on the pitch. You have to just fucking head that in. That's poor, the second one.
It is.
Go on then. Go on
play,
then.
Luke Shaw. Drive.
Good.
That was a wrong
interception.
angle, though.
Yeah.
It should have been in between.
Hey.
Oh, he's always going to give that in, fuck's sake.
Yeah. So that's when you know your players. Don't think it was on to round him. I think that
No.
needed to be like almost
like
Straight to his feet.
Yeah. Or really try and like chip it over the top.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it should have gone straight to him.
Nice.
That made
What was the
such
point
big
of that?
difference.
Oh, might have.
Even if you score from it, I don't think it was the little tiny touch from Pope. Go on then, Anthony.
Not quicker than
well done,
Murphy. though.
Jacob Murphy.
What's annoying is Anthony decides to do that against Jacob Murphy, who's very, very quick. But then when he's up against like a fullback that he probably would have the legs on, he wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You know, throwing.
Oh.
Fuck off. Dan Byrne.
Oh,
50-50, they're both pulling each other's shirts off there.
Yeah,
They were though, weren't they?
Yeah, that was.
They both had a handful of each other's
6 to 1,
shirts.
half a dozen
Yeah,
of the
who are
other.
you going to give a foul against there? Byrne or Verratti? You can't. You just got to tell them to piss off.
Fucking hell.
I don't even know what the rule is in that situation. If two players are both pulling each other's shirt, what is the law there?
I
The
just.
lawyers play on.
Is it?
Or it would be an indirect free kick.
To who
I
though?
guess. Well, I mean, sorry, a drop ball scenario.
Maybe.
I think Wilson and Martinez getting into it with each
Are they?
other. Yeah, a little bit of handbags.
Wilson holding on to his arm there like a twat.
He just locked onto his
I don't know
arm
why,
for
he
no
just
reason.
grabbed his arm and wouldn't let go of it. Weirdo.
You know, you're allowed to shove someone off, surely though.
Leeds and Arsenal are back underway. After they've sorted the lights out at Ellen Road.
Yeah. After they paid their electricity bill.
Yeah. Oh, go on then, we'll pay it. Go on then.
Well, pretty good kick.
Yeah, surprising.
There we go.
Go on. Go on.
Go on, Sancho. Ronaldo.
Ah.
No, surely not.
For what?
Handball.
Ball.
See, we're getting little half chances and little openings like that, and we're just not making the most of it. And it's been a story pretty much past few games.
know.
If we're a little bit more incisive there, we can.
Dennis Law in the crowd. With his shades on. I think is he United's third or fourth top goal scorer ever? He's got the record for most goals in a single season for United. Anyway, I know that. Certainly post-war, 46.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's quite a lot, Drew.
It is. Do you know who's got the second most?
For United.
Since then, sorry. Who's got the most since Dennis Law in a single season for Man United?
What year was Dennis Law?
I think it was 1964 that he did that.
It's either going to be Ronaldo or Rooney.
Or Bobby Charlton?
Or Bobby Charlton. Ronaldo Rooney.
I'm gonna go for Ronaldo's Ballon d'Or season.
He got 42 that season. Not as many as this other man who got more than that.
How many did the other man get?
44.
In a year?
Awful from David Hare.
Yeah, it's about Rooney.
No.
Van Persie. Oh,
No.
Berbatov.
No.
No.
Oh.
Andy Cole.
No.
What era is it?
You're in it. Just, well, in between Rooney and Andy Cole. Correct. Who's that? Anna in the back there. Ruud van Nistelrooy.
Oh, yeah. He was
44
all right,
goals. Yeah. I think it was the 2001-2 season.
Fucking hell.
Fair play to him.
Fucking hell. Someone find a fucking pass! Anthony giving it away. Fred
Hey,
giving
Callum.
it away. Everyone giving the ball away. Now find a pass.
Fucking hell.
De Gea giving it away before as well. He's just going to boot it. Good pass that.
It's like ping pong.
Jesus Christ.
You know,
Yeah, loads of people in the comments saying rude.
Game's a bit frantic.
McClare, people saying. I think was he the first one to get 30 in a season since then?
Is this definitely a true fact?
Since 1964, I think, this Van Nistelrooy got 40. He definitely got 44. I don't think anyone's got more than that in a season since then. Someone says, good bit of trivia there, Joe. I like that one.
A nice one, Joe.
Is obviously Shearer's your top goal scorer, isn't he?
Yes.
Is he? How many goals has he got for Newcastle? Do you know?
I'm not too sure, actually. Maybe, I'm going to guess 161. No, that's too little. 180.
206.
206 for who?
Right.
Newcastle.
I should have known that, Joe.
Probably should have, yeah.
That was poor.
Do you know who United's top goal scorer is? Ever? Do you know?
Bobby Charlton. Isn't it?
Ryan Giggs.
Just someone called Ryan. No, Rooney.
Oh, is it?
I think it's 252, yeah. It's either 252 or 253. I think it's 252. Daniel Leaper said it last game when I was told we played well against a pub team. Now we're playing against a decent team and we can't create a chance. Same as always. It's not been great so far, has it, to be honest?
Yeah, it's been a little bit... I think the quality in the final third for both teams has been a bit off. There's been a lot of turnovers, been a lot of transitions. There's been a lot of pace in the game, but it just seems to lack quality.
253, yeah, Rooney. Yeah, it's a game where United... I hate to just batter Fred the whole time because he's not the only one, but we're just struggling. He's just struggling to get going in that midfield on the ball, especially when he's pressed. You
need another creator in there, don't you?
Yeah, just someone who can pass. You don't need to necessarily create, but just be able to withstand pressure and pass your way out of it consistently. Vran's not got a pass on now. We're going back and then we're forced into booting it. It's just too easy. Simple press from Newcastle and we're giving the ball away. Well done, Miners. That's poor as well from Casemiro.
The no Ericsson thing's an issue, man. I knew it would be.
Yeah.
Just the ball playing. It's just
the reason he plays him every single time he's fit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because he obviously don't trust Fred.
Look at him. You got Fred swinging.
Hey! Thank you.
For fuck's sake, man.
Free kick on the right side of the box for Newcastle.
The downgrade from Ericsson to Fred is unbelievable.
Yeah. Fred just chasing after him there, isn't he?
How do Fred and Casemiro play together for Brazil? Obviously, got probably play more of a three with a little bit more creative. Yeah. It's just a very Casemiro is very good at doing his job, but I feel like Casemiro needs someone that's a better ball player next to him. I think Ericsson and Casemiro would complement each other extremely well. I don't think Fred does. Because apart from running at people really quickly and that, I'm not sure what he actually brings anymore.
Fred?
Yeah.
It's not been much today. Trippier taking his trademark 2 minutes to take a free kick.
What's making it worse is he's giving lazy fouls away when...
Yeah. Oh my God.
Hell. Every time the ball goes into our box, it looks like it can go.
So many of these could have ended up in goals. 2 or 3 free kicks and corners that look dangerous. Keeper's on. Well done. 2 of you there.
Yeah. Switch it.
Go on then, Jaden.
That's what Bruno can do.
It's a good pass that from Bruno Fernandes. Anthony. Straight up post
get it
legs.
gone.
That was better though. That was good. Great pass from Bruno out to Sancho.
Sancho's been our best bet all game.
Yeah.
If we are going to get in, it looks down the left-hand side.
Everything's been down the left-hand side so far, hasn't it? Dallo seems to have lost confidence in the last couple of weeks.
I don't see him attacking really marauding forward as well.
Defensively, he looks all over the place. Yeah, it's not been great for United so far, has it?
Yeah. Not at all. Potential handball.
I don't know what the handball could have been.
Yeah, I don't know what the handball could have been there.
Well, nothing was given.
No. Yeah, first proper shot we've had on target, that.
Yeah. And it was barely an half chance.
Yeah. Anthony's just got to squeeze it in as quickly as he possibly can at a yard out. Good play, though. What does Almiron do well?
Running around, Joe, being enthusiastic and smiley.
Right. Okay, thank you.
Lots of good work rate.
And being better than Grealish.
Sort of a Jesse Lingard type almost. Good off the ball.
No, Lingard's more talented.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, Almiron's been good the last few games. He obviously got that goal against Man City, which was shushing Jack Grealish when he was slandering him at the end of last season.
Yeah.
Comparing Mahrez's poor performances to Almiron. And then he also scored a brace against Fulham the other day, had a third goal, chalked off offside.
Fuck.
But no, he's growing in confidence.
Fair enough. Best hijacker, welcome to the first team. Thank you for joining.
Fucking hell.
Go on then, Fred. You've kept the ball there.
Well to control that.
That's a foul, ref.
Luke Shaw just said deal with that and fired at him.
Smacked the ball straight at Fred. He actually did alright, in fairness. Why are we taking that quick and just putting ourselves under more pressure?
Oh, that was good.
Jesus,
from Fred.
it was good.
Actually.
Go on, Anthony.
Little flick. Oh, he's giving it away again off Fred.
That's good.
Good pass from Fred. Brave.
Out wide, out wide. Casemiro, that's good, that. Too easy.
It's good defending.
Yeah. Bit better from United, though. Looking like we had options when
That was a good
different
ball.
paths closed down there.
Good ball from Casemiro.
Yeah, it was. He's trying too much there.
That was a good run as well from Murphy.
Good awareness there from Casemiro.
That's a foul from Dan Burn.
Is he fast, Dan Burn?
He's fast, Dan Burn.
His height suggests, he can move.
It's difficult to burn Dan Burn.
No, not having that.
Yeah, not having that.
Best hijacker said, is that Ethan on the Watchalong getting? Need to give the man a beer for his hard work.
Oh, yeah? What?
I think the super chat was the sort of the payment for the beer.
Oh, well, could I go get a beer then?
Is that a red?
Yes.
Slapping him in the face, surely. Violent
Second
conduct.
Yeah, come on, get him off.
For that face smack.
Where did you get him from again, Dan Burn?
From Brighton.
Brighton,
It's their
that's it.
third choice centre half. A fourth choice, actually, because they played a back five, didn't they? And he was a bit of a rotation player. But he's come in and he's been brilliant.
I think Dan Burn was
He wasn't. Well, that's why they got rid of him for so cheap, because he wasn't playing so much anymore.
He was I thought it was a bit of a staple for him as a left-sided centre half in the three.
Like the Will Hobson of the Premier League.
He does look like Will Hobson.
And he sort of plays like him. He's this fucking gigantic left back that is defying the odds and somehow staying in a team that seems to be too good for him. Shit, this isn't good. Here he is. Go on, that's easy for Sancho there.
Back.
Now what?
Yeah.
Win a foul, that'll do.
For
He did
those
bite it.
watching, I think our stopwatch gone. We're at 41.55.
Yeah, I'm on it.
We're sorting
Still
that.
Yeah.
Our audience now.
Fucking hell. Like drawing against the Premier League's best drawers.
Yeah, shock, horror.
There's just no. It's crazy what one or two players not playing does. It just looks a lot more fragmented.
Yeah.
Like it's not.
Building up from the back
Building
is
up
just
from the
nowhere
back,
near as
yeah.
reliable, is it?
And it feels like we keep having to bypass midfield when we're going forward.
Oh, we got a bit lucky there, I think. Good tackle from Luke Shaw, though.
Yeah.
Who's got booked there? But
I think Dan Burn. Interestingly enough, the ref looks like Will Hobson as well. Don't know the fate in the face.
yeah.
No, it is a foul actually.
Not sure what a booking though. I'm getting booked for that.
No, it's not much of a booking. Imagine 2 of them and you're off.
Yeah. That was a bit of a
See, now if you're Anthony, he's the one who you want to try and knock the ball past.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because he's on a booking. He's not as fast as...
There's a bit of Ronaldo tax there.
yeah, maybe. Sancho. Into Casemiro. Yeah. It's a good pass, lad, from Shaw.
Oh, it's unfortunate control there from, was it Fred?
Yeah.
Of course it was. That was unfortunate, wasn't
It
it?
was unfortunate that it was him who was trying to put the ball in.
Yeah.
Oh, he's always smiling. He's a good lad, isn't he?
Yeah, he's someone who you want to like.
Yeah.
Good lad doesn't win you games. Sorry.
No, no.
It's definitely not one of them sports, is it?
It's not always about winning games.
Sorry?
It's not always about winning games.
It is all about winning games, actually. Yeah.
Oh, it's having fun on the journey.
No.
How do you have fun if you ain't winning?
Well, when we
That's
got,
a fetish of yours,
when
maybe.
when we got,
Go on then, go on then, go on then.
Go on.
That's good. Great
Go on.
pressing from Bruno there.
Just love drawing.
Anthony. Who you got?
Oh.
To Ronaldo. Too big. Just a poor cross, really. Just too much on it. Great pressing
I don't
from Bruno
understand
to win
what
the ball
Bruno's
back.
run there is, though. He's basically just run into the same.
Oh, he's off Ronaldo.
He's always offside, isn't he? I know it didn't matter there, but...
Struggling to score goals at the minute.
Yeah. Not made really any chances either. We made one decent chance so far, United. A 3-minute stoppage time.
See him out.
It's a foul. Goal kick.
He's on him where it's going to be either a foul or a goal kick, so he's just gone for the easier option.
Yeah. United taking it slow, like we're trying to get in at half time at 0-0.
Come on.
What's going on? De Gea telling all the players to push up. Go on, I'm booting it long. Fancy a kick.
Fancy a big boob.
Oh, he's missed it.
No anticipating, no.
No.
Straight through to Pope.
Yeah.
Girly wars.
Yeah, straight to each other.
You ever
See, what
watch
was the point in that? Really, what was the point in kicking it long? To no one.
Because he's realised that United have struggled to play out. And that a lot of Newcastle's opportunities have come when we've tried to play out. It's not been fluid, and then they've either tackled us in the middle of the park or in our
And maybe
third.
we've got a better chance of actually scoring from their goal kick than we have from our own.
It's been a poor first half, man.
Yeah, it has.
No quality in it whatsoever. Breaking down on too many people.
Yeah, they just look a bit flat, don't they?
Just unfortunate. United are at a stage where we're so heavily reliant on a free agent that's 30 years old with health issues. Do you know what I mean? That's where we're at the moment.
Yeah. I think if Rashford and Martial were playing, we could maybe overcome it. I mean, we still might be able to overcome it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Great.
That's a great turn from Anthony there. Bruno's on. Oh, why are you going Ronaldo there? Bruno's fucking free in the middle.
That was poor.
He wanted to make up for overhitting that cross to him a minute ago. That's why he's gone from there. Bruno's a side foot 10-yard pass, and Ronaldo is an outside of the foot 25-yard cross past 3 defenders.
He's gone for an absolute worldie.
That's literally
You've
it.
got to pass that to Ronaldo, to Bruno. Honestly, I think it's because he overhit that cross.
I agree.
It's just the wrong decision there. Is this a corner? No. That was a good chance, that. Or a good situation to find ourselves in.
Frustrating. I feel like he could even carried it more.
Yeah. And just laid it off for a one-time finish. I don't trust goalies that wear short sleeves.
Why?
Don't know. Proper Joe Hart stuff in it.
Nice, you could kiss.
That's true.
Because it's all right if you're in Spain because it's fucking 38 degrees when you're playing. You're playing in the end mid-October in short sleeves in England. You're either Pepe Reina or you're fucking Nick Pope, and I don't like
Especially
it.
when you're a keeper and you're not actually running around much to warm up.
Yeah. And you slide in. You might want a bit of cushion on them elbows. Half-time, 0-0, Manchester United 0, Newcastle 0. One of the more predictable 0-0 half-time scorelines. Get your thoughts in on the first half, how you think that game went, whether United should have done better, whether United are actually lucky to get in at half-time. I'll come to you in a minute, Ethan, as our resident Newcastle fan. But Ronaldo... Are United lucky to be in at 0-0 there? Like, give me a bit on that first half.
It's one of those. We got extremely lucky with the Joe Linton effort.
Yeah,
we almost predicted that the Trippier free kick was going to have a lead to a goal or a goal scoring opportunity for him because of how cheap the free kick that we gave away was. And that's usually what happens. You give away a cheap free kick because you do what Fred did, which is just slide in. And then it's a very lazy tackle. It's very laboured. He's done it a couple of times, and then that's when they get their opportunities. I think most of Newcastle's chances have come from us giving the ball away in our own half, which I was concerned about without Eriksen playing.
Yeah,
the midfield play is so disjointed and so fragmented. I know people like Fred, but he's a huge downgrade, and when he's playing compared to Eriksen, and I think he just doesn't bring as much as even McTominay's been bringing this season. I don't think he's a trier. He runs around, but triers aren't going to get you anywhere, especially in games like this. And then up front, I was worried about the lack of speed. So you got Anthony, you've got Sancho, you've got Ronaldo. No one that really runs in behind. But to be fair, we've had a couple of moments. I thought Sancho's looked our best bet, especially in the early stages of the game. I think he was driving with the ball. He was kind of pushing Trippier back, and we were getting opportunities. Anthony's been a little bit quieter, but he's had a couple of moments himself. The ball's broke down Ronaldo on a couple of occasions, which I did say. And I think something does need to massively change in the second half. We are going to break it down because it doesn't look like a game that's going towards a lot of goals, because I think there's been a lack of quality from both sides, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
I'd like to see the pass accuracy stats between both teams, because I think there's been a lot of transitions, there's been a lot of giveaways. I don't know.
Yeah. Our resident Newcastle fan, Ethan, joins on the watch along today. Give us your thoughts on that first half. As a Newcastle fan watching that game, the expectation is slightly different from a United fan watching a game at Old Trafford. What did you make of that?
Well, I think it wasn't the dominance I was expecting from Man United. I expect them to be a little bit more in control of the game. It's been very 50-50 at times. I think maybe the first 10 minutes or so, you were dictating play. Most of the ball was in Newcastle's half. I remember us saying Sancho was getting lots of space on the left side. He looked promising. He had a shot that went over Nick Pope's crossbar. It looked like United were creating chances, and Newcastle weren't too much in it. Then things began to switch a little bit.
Yeah.
Newcastle had a few opportunities, a few set pieces especially, to try and create something. Obviously, like Ronaldo said, Joe Linton hitting the bar, then he has to score the rebound, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Hitting the post, the goalkeeper's down, he's got to score that. So Newcastle could be 1-0 up at the break. Nick Pope hasn't made any real notable save to deny Man United, really. To one main opportunity that could have been an opportunity, rather.
Yeah, the Anthony one.
Was the Anthony one where I think you're right, Joe. I believe you tried to cross it to Ronaldo to make amends for his bad cross earlier on, instead of picking it to Bruno Fernandes, who was free. And
he was in loads of
an easier
so annoying
pass as well.
I mean, obviously not enough for you, but he was in so much space there. Bruno Fernandes, just a right-footed, just side foot pass into the box. And Bruno is striding onto that. No one near him. He can just sort of stroke it, even if it doesn't go in. A clean, clear shot on goal with an almost certainty that he can make that pass. It's an easy pass.
Yeah.
For anyone with half a right foot. I'm left-footed. I would trust myself to make that pass. It's a 5-10 yard pass just sideways. And instead, because he's just put the ball over Ronaldo's head for a cross 2 minutes earlier, I think Anthony's gone for the more outlandish, more difficult, outside of the foot cross in front of all of Newcastle's players. To me, it was just the wrong decision, because he felt bad that it's Ronaldo and I should have passed. My pass to him last time wasn't very good. But are you happy with our Newcastle play? Because for me, I think United have been pretty poor, to be honest.
I think it's been decent. I mean, Joe, if you're going in a half-time 0-0 with Man United, it's decent. It's a good first half. I would have happily took that before the game, going into the second period. Newcastle have been okay. We haven't managed to... I guess the one real opportunity we had was the Joe Linton one, which came from a set piece. We've not really created anything in open play. It would be good to try and get a few more opportunities maybe towards the path of Callum Wilson, because when he gets a chance he does tend to score goals, so he's been kept out of the game a little bit. Jacob Murphy's not really created too much. He had one shot, I think I remember, which was really easy for De Gea to save. Almiron's not had too much luck. Bruno Guimaraes, I think he's been good. I think he's controlled things. I think he's broke up play well, but again I would like to see us create a few more chances, because listen, Joe Linton missed an opportunity, but it was only one. It's not like we've had 3 or 4 which would have scored.
See, watching that from a United perspective, I'm thinking, we've been awful, Newcastle have had loads of chances. But as a Newcastle fan, you sit there thinking, actually, we've not had that many chances. So maybe it's us being a bit pessimistic because of what we expect from United.
I don't think there's been
maybe not loads of chances, but I felt they've been dangerous then.
Yeah.
Maybe is what I mean.
It's been 50-50, I feel, Joe.
Yeah, it's been quite a level game, hasn't it? Which is not really what you want, is it, as a United fan?
I just think there's been a few occasions where United have broke forward where, I don't know, I feel like better decision making, even maybe the better teams, would have made more of it. I think there's been openings there. I think there's been opportunities to kind of get in with a pass that was a little bit more accurate, a little bit quicker, just making the right decision where we would have got better opportunities. And it just seems to be the case that we're making a wrong decision all the time. I think we are going quite long, quite early. We are being very direct as well. And I just think the reason why we're being direct is because of what we said before the game. We've been repeating it throughout it. Is because we don't believe we have the midfield to build up through the thirds with. Yeah. So we almost feel like we've got to bypass the midfield. And it's not working.
It's almost like what we did under Solskjaer, isn't it? That like, let's just get it up quickly because the front three are pretty decent, but the midfield behind them can't really piece the ball together, like you're saying, or piece the play together. Someone that I think would be perfect for this game is Marcus Rashford. I know he sounds like he's ill or he's some sort of fitness doubt, but I think you bring him on for either Anthony, Sancho or Ronaldo, and all of a sudden immediately you've got a much more potent front three because of his ability to run in behind, of his ability to take the ball, knock it past someone, and drive towards goal. Like even the goal that was ruled out against Everton, that's just speed, determination, and a little bit of quality from him. Got him that position that obviously ended up in a disallowed goal. But I don't see those other three players being able to do that at the minute, just pushing hard, pressing hard, and using their pace to sort of capitalise on a mistake. I just don't know. Feels like it's the perfect game for him, especially with that midfield going more direct a lot of the time.
Because Joe, if you look at our bench, who do you reckon can actually change the game other than Rashford?
Can we get the team up on the screen, the team and the substitutes from before, and we can sort of go through that?
You need something a little bit different.
So here's the team as it is now. Here's the substitutes. That's the problem. People in the comments saying, get sort of Malacia on or get Iqbal on or Mainu in the midfield. In terms of central midfielders, it is 2 players who have played a grand total of I think 5 first team minutes for Manchester United. I think Iqbal's a very promising player, Kobe Mainu as well, very promising player, but in terms of central midfielders, that is a zero experience bench, isn't it? Even in terms of attackers, it's Pellistri, who never really plays for United, Elanga, whose form has been inconsistent for the last 6 months, Garnacho again, no real minutes for United, and then Iqbal and Mainu. It's only Rashford on that bench where you think they can change a game and have done in the past before for Manchester United. No one else has ever come off the bench for Man United out of that lot and really turned a game around by themselves.
No.
That's why I actually said after the last game against Simone, I thought Ronaldo, I think one of these days, even without Martial, Ronaldo's not going to start and he's going to start Rashford up top.
Yeah. Well, he did that. That's what he was doing at the start of the season, wasn't it? When Rashford, when Ronaldo was fit, but Ten Hag was saying he's not got the pre-match fitness, the pre-season fitness, so I'm not starting him. Now it seems as though he starts him anyway, but maybe that's because Rashford is slightly under the weather. But yeah, just because someone hasn't got experience doesn't mean they couldn't come on and change the game. I'm not saying Garnacho couldn't do that or Iqbal couldn't do that, but you look on that bench and you look for sort of a safe pair of hands to turn a game around. Yeah. There is only Rashford on there, and who knows what percentage of a Marcus Rashford we've even got if he's ill. I've got a few comments. RD Man 07 says expected much better from Ten Hag. Liverpool still sole good 90 minutes this season. Oh, sorry. Liverpool is still the sole good 90 minutes this season. Why are we poor or bang average every week? Been 12 games so far. Sacked Ole for this. Ooh. Give us your response to that, Ronaldo. Yes. First of all, is Liverpool the only good 90 minutes this season?
I don't know. It's very rare that someone like a team is amazing for a full 90 minutes, generally anyway. I know the standards at United are very high. We have seen some of the old issues still there. Mm-hmm. But we do know that it's not going to change overnight.
Do you see...
So I do still see, in some senses, a direction. It's not always consistent. It's not always perfect. It's not always smooth sailing. But I can at least see a bit of an idea and direction. Yeah. And I think we've been chopping and changing managers, players for too long. I think we just need to at least give someone time. Yeah. And see how that materialises. Especially we've seen that Arteta's had, 3 seasons finishing 8th, 6th, and then all of a sudden he's had a team for 4 years under him that's kind of where he's got players weeded out, and now they're fully bought into him. That you can have that kind of quick ascension, and then you can judge them then. I think it's a bit too early to say that.
I think it's early to say that. And also I think to say that there's been no difference, there's been, no change, or that we've only had one good 90 minutes. Like you said, a good 90 minutes isn't playing brilliantly for every single second of a 90-minute game. A good 90 minutes is accepting the fact that you might only be on top for 70% of the game, but that's still a good 90 minutes. Yeah. You can't control, most teams can't control every minute of every game for 90 minutes. That's impossible. Other than maybe Barcelona and occasionally City do it, this City team, because of how they play. But they concede chances. They have periods in games where they look like the second best team, and in games where they win comfortably. So, yeah, I think if you can't see any change or any difference, then I think you're not looking hard enough, personally.
Yeah, it's very fickle, that.
Yeah, I think a little bit.
I'm going to have a quick urination.
Good stuff. James Ferguson, you don't necessarily have to announce that to everyone. Oh. If we see you leave, we won't ask you any questions. Empty chair, what did you make of that first half? Jay Isherwood. Oh, actually, no, sorry. Wilson says, Fred has been playing as Fred regularly is. Bruno Fernandes has been god-awful yet again. Why aren't we talking about that? I don't think Bruno Fernandes has been great today, to be honest. I don't think he has. I think he's done a few good things. The ball over the top to Sancho was good. I think his movement in and around the box has been good, getting on the end of things, but I don't think he's had a particularly good game at all, to be honest, Bruno Fernandes. And the reason I don't speak about him in the same way as I speak about Fred is I know what Bruno can do when he's at his best. And I think Fred at his best is still a player that we need to do better than. I think Bruno at his best is one of the best players in the league. So that's why he gets a bit more slack when he has a bad spell for me. What are you expecting from the second half from Newcastle? What typically has a second half look like for Newcastle this season? Is it going for the win? Is it shutting up shop? Is it more of the same? What would you expect?
More of the same, I think, Joe. Newcastle play with confidence these days. They're going to keep pressing Man United. They're going to keep trying to create stuff. They're going to go toe-to-toe. There's not going to be, in the old days of Benitez and Bruce, 5-4-1. Let's just try and see it out. It's going to be, let's keep going toe-to-toe with Man United, which I think is the right thing to do. I spoke before the game about going to Old Trafford and getting a point. You take that before the game. I don't think Man United have performed too well. I don't think they look too terrifying to play against as an opposition fan. I think there's definitely something in this game for Newcastle to take. So definitely keep pressing, keep creating, and we'll see where it gets us.
Fair enough. I was hoping you'd say we'll probably just roll over and let you win. You haven't said that, and that disappoints me as a Manchester United fan.
What do you want, Drew, from the
I think I want to see us control the ball better. I think Fred and Bruno are almost like they have a lot of similarities to their game, I think. Interestingly, I think they're both players where you go, why have you done that? And often with Fred, it is, why have you done that in a bad way? And often with Bruno, it is, how have you done that? Where he's done something where you think, I did not expect him to do that, and it was magical. Fred doesn't have that, but they both have this thing about them where you don't really know what they're going to do. You don't fully trust that they are playing the system that the manager has told them to. There's something about them where you think, with Bruno, you think, did Ten Hag ask him to do that, or is he just taking pop shots because that's what he fancies? I think both of them could do with being more restricted in how they play.
Okay.
And I think Bruno's a much higher quality player, and I think he affects games much more than Fred does. But they both have this thing where you go, what are you doing? Why have you done that? Why have you made that decision? Their decision making is erratic, and I think sometimes that defines Fernandes, especially in a system like this where he's being asked to do a specific job. I think he needs to do a better job of controlling his temperament a little bit. I was just comparing Fred and Bruno, saying that they both make surprising and erratic decisions.
Oh yeah, Bruno Fernandes gets told. People say that Bruno Fernandes plays like he's got a like there's a shot clock.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I just couldn't believe that I almost cut myself on a tap. How does that work?
You cut yourself on a tap?
Yeah.
I injured my
bathroom.
my left 4 fingers in the shower the other day.
Did you?
So I was washing under my arm.
Gonna have to start signing waivers for hygiene.
Went down and I hit the handle and turned off the shower and it's really bruised all my knuckles.
Is it bad?
Yeah, it's quite sore actually.
Quite severe?
Yeah. I was holding my girlfriend's hand yesterday and it hurt.
I cut myself on some bread once.
Bread?
Yeah.
And the crust?
Yeah. So I was holding a piece of bread, like a really crusty roll,
Oh, yeah.
holding it, put my
Whoa.
knuckles down on the cutting board,
Yeah.
and the crusty bread that had snapped off,
Yeah.
dug in so deep in my knuckle that I was bleeding.
Wilson
That's quite a bizarre injury. Wilson nearly scores, drags his shot wide.
Can you do me a
of the
favour,
goal.
please?
What happened there? De Gea.
Charge my phone.
Oh, very Arsenal, this playing out the back and then losing
that
it.
is a terrible decision from De Gea. Playing the ball into Fred, who's got... I mean, first of all, it's Fred. Second of all, he's got 3 men round him on the edge of the 18-yard box, and De Gea still plays it to him. Reminiscent there, if you're not watching the game, of De Gea to Eriksen against Brentford.
Yeah,
Similar type
literally
of playing out from the back.
Yeah.
Just the wrong person to pass to.
The problem is as well, Drew, with that's going to strike a bit more fear into David De Gea's playing out the back for the rest of the game, I think, because he gets a bit nervy, doesn't he?
That'll shit De Gea up.
That is serious PTSD, though, seeing a ball go into Fred deep and then just being dispossessed.
Look, he's going to have another kick now. See what he does. Does he go long and panic?
No, he plays a really, really good pass to Luke Shaw.
Wow,
really
fair
good. It's
play.
absolutely cut through Newcastle's midfield there.
And
That
you
was
could
a
have a
brilliant
chance
pass.
now.
And then you've got Fred passing the ball to...
And you should have been given a free kick there.
Yeah, that was a
an
foul.
advantage. And that's a foul.
Fred gives the ball away. He's not giving
Keep
that
it,
either.
keep it,
See,
keep
that's
it.
what he's levelled it up there, hasn't he? Ronaldo's
he's offside.
again.
He's always offside.
He should be.
Is he?
He's not.
Ronaldo.
He's 1-1. He scored.
Is it goal?
He's
1-0 Man
offside,
United.
surely. He's offside.
Oh, he's offside. I thought so.
He's offside quite often.
He's always offside.
He didn't need to be offside.
He was stood.
Did he need to be offside there?
He's so laboured getting back.
I bloody hope he is. I look like a tit.
He is because he does it like, look, he does that where he just walks back. But what confuses me the most
Literally
about that
10
is
yards
not
offside.
just Ronaldo being offside, but it's Fred seeing that he's 10 yards behind the defence and still passing.
I think he was
the ball
trying to pass it to Sancho. I think that was a bad pass.
It was the other day Ronaldo got in the way again, didn't he? When he intercepted a pass through to Fernandes against Everton, was it? He scored an offside goal, Bruno did, and Ronaldo got in the way and intercepted. Why has he been the scored?
Does that count? What's going on here?
So
Newcastle, United think Newcastle played the ball short.
And then Ronaldo went on and scored it into an empty net. Newcastle players just frozen.
What's
with
he
the
getting
spot.
his card out?
Why's he
for,
getting his
eh?
card out?
Booking Pope for being shit. He's booked Ronaldo. What's he booked him for?
For unsportsmanlike behaviour.
No, I don't think it's for that. I think it's
VAR it.
Maybe
right
it is
now.
for that.
Hey.
This would be terrible for Newcastle if there's a goal that comes of this.
So the free kick is being played there.
Oh no,
You
so
think that's a...
that's not the free kick. Let's be honest here.
No, the ref still got his hand up like don't take it. Hasn't he? The ref still.
Yeah,
telling him to-
no, it's the play's not gone because the referee's kept his hand up in the air, which signifies it's still an indirect free kick. Once an opposition player or a teammate touches it, the hand goes down. The free kick's been made, so Ronaldo's been a dick.
In the end, that was so hopeful, though, wasn't it?
I don't mind it though. That's easy though, isn't it? Well done, Bruno. See, he's done that well today, Bruno. I don't mind that from Ronaldo. Why not try it?
Ronaldo on the wing?
Change it up in that. I feel like Dallow's. I wonder if he's got an injury or something.
Yeah, he's not played.
He's not been in the game though, has he? He's barely featured.
It's mad though, because he's meant to be like a proper attacking right back, but he doesn't.
He doesn't attack that much, but usually he's in the game more than this. That's a really good pass.
That's a brilliant pass. You need to make more passes like that.
Sancho with a poor touch there, just taking the ball straight.
I don't think it'll be very long before we see Rashford.
No, I don't. I think however many minutes Rashford is capable of playing today, he will play that many minutes because we need something.
Yeah,
and he's really the only obvious sub we've got.
Garnacho.
Come on,
Bruno.
Jacob.
Bruno must have won the ball back 5 or 6 times in this game, whether it tackles or interceptions or just good pressing.
Brilliant header there.
What?
So I don't mind that from Fred because I don't think he's capable of that through ball. He's tried it again, Anthony.
What I don't like from Anthony when Ronaldo's playing, he's so Ronaldo centric.
Yeah.
Rather than just play like being proactive,
he's in awe of him,
he's always thinking, can I find him? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a few times I've seen it. I've seen it last week when he was against Everton when Ronaldo come on.
I like that. He really telegraphed that pass as well, didn't he? Really telegraphed
like you've got an opportunity there. You're quick, you're nippy, you take Dan Burn on.
Yeah. Or
he's
cut
good
back.
player, but he's not the most agile. But then he's just trying to like force it, and it's always outside of his left foot as well.
His right foot is almost non-existent, isn't it, Anthony's?
Leave it. Bring it in your box, Nick. There we go.
Rashford, warming up on the touchline. So is Alanga,
I think it's set up for Rashford to score. He's playing a little bit more confidently now. I can see him coming on and doing something.
Okay, no, it's alright. It's a little bit of it's that weird bozo gene. Yeah, you get with Bruno sometimes.
Go on then, same ball again out to Shaw. Great touch again from Shaw. He likes that pass to Gea. Seems to have a bit of confidence.
I was wrong. I thought it'd rock him that pass before that he made.
Oh, that's
as he makes that.
Didn't have much on there.
It's the fact that like questions about his distribution sometimes, but it's just the fact that like he does get given the ball in really dodgy scenarios as well.
Yeah. The thing is, though, I think a lot of ball playing goalkeepers do, but they just deal with it more often. I mean, he has looked better the last few weeks, I think, De Gea on the ball. I thought he looked really good against Everton. A lot of like first time passes, crisp passes to feet rather than like hopeful floaters.
He was coming out as well, sweeping up.
He looked good. Wouldn't it be mad if he just turned into a fucking unreal ball playing goalkeeper?
Out of nowhere.
I'd love that.
He's getting a new contract,
I'd love that
isn't
more
he?
than
It's mad though, when we signed him, he was meant to be someone that was like a keeper that was decent with his feet.
Yeah.
I think
He was just good at saving with his feet, not passing with his feet.
I think he was for his first couple of seasons and then just kind of fell off.
Great pass from Casemiro.
That's brilliant by Casemiro. So much space in the middle for Sancho. Gone wide. Ronaldo. Good block, I think. Oh, Trippier's apologised.
It's little moments like that where his sharpness just ain't there.
Yeah.
Do you know
what we're asking for?
Could be a penalty here because Trippier walked off a bit sheepishly, like he did something wrong.
Might be offside because Bruno did take an age to pass that.
Ooh. Oh, it looks like, to be honest, I think it looks like a bit of a coming together between the two of them.
I don't think it's. I don't think he'll give it, but he's not gone for the ball there, Trippier.
Oh, he could.
I think Ronaldo's shooting's actually helped Trippier there. I think it's a foul if he just like takes a touch.
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
Trippier looks like Trippier did look like he thought it was in trouble there.
Whether that's a foul or not, that's a shit tackle by Trippier.
Yeah.
Like he's gone for the. He's got nothing of the ball
fact
there.
That Ronaldo shot, which isn't a criticism.
Yeah.
He helped Trippier out. I think if there was no shot during it would have been different.
Yeah, if he just takes a little touch and goes down. Because it looks like he's tricked him there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Go on.
I think, again, Joe, going back, if it's one of those decisions where the ref gives a pen, he keeps it.
Yeah.
Newcastle didn't get that before with Wilson.
No.
That's a foul, surely. Ref. Play on. Space for Almiron.
Yeah. Oh, lucky there.
Won the box. Headed away.
You got a right foot, Anthony. Fucking hell.
He's getting trouble here.
Got away.
He's done really well there,
Dan
Anthony.
Burn needs to be careful.
He does. Because you could argue he's stopping a counter-attack with that foul. You could argue it.
You could argue
Certainly
it.
would if I was on the pitch.
Very direct again, aren't we?
Great pass, though.
Do you know what? I think it's looked a little bit better for you this half in terms of those more direct passes.
Yeah.
You've gotten behind a little bit more.
Arsenal beating Leeds 1-0. Saka. Fred. Sure.
Good Arsenal, aren't they?
Shut up.
Yeah, unfortunately, they actually are. Pains me to say.
Would you prefer Arsenal to win the league or City?
See.
Would you actually?
Yeah.
Because Arsenal haven't won it in a long time. It's
Yeah.
I guess.
Jay would prefer Arsenal. I think I'd prefer City.
Yeah.
Because I'm sort of used to City winning the league.
Yeah.
And there's a built-in sort of... They bought it.
Resignation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas... Oh, go on
Arsenal
then.
would earn it.
Luke Shaw.
Oh, Sancho was there.
Oh, come on.
Oh, Nick Pope doesn't come. Puts it out. Chance here for Bruno.
But with Arsenal, it's almost like it's United versus Arsenal for the battle of the who can get back to where they want to be.
Quicker, yeah. It's exactly.
I don't want Arsenal to beat United to winning a title again. How many is it since they've won it? 18?
It's longer than ours. I think they've not won it since like 2005.
2004 was the last one, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah, Chelsea won it 2005.
Yeah.
But then again, you think City are our fucking Manchester rivals and that, but
Yeah.
don't know.
Why do you think with players called Bruno, everyone refers to the first name and not the surname? Like Bruno Guimaraes, Bruno Fernandes. Everyone just knows him as Bruno, but you don't do that for anyone else. You don't call Luke Shaw Luke. You know what I mean?
Marcus gets a lot of that.
Marcus. Is it because the name's so rare?
What, the first name?
Yeah.
No, Bruno's not that rare, is it?
So why do we do it then, Drew?
I don't know. I think it actually has done a lot more for a lot more players than you're suggesting it.
Going all
Do
the
you
way
think?
back.
I think people would say Cristiano. I think people would say Marcus. I think people would say... People don't say Lionel,
No, they don't say Lionel.
but they say fucking Killian.
Go on.
they?
Go on.
Chancier.
No, but...
Ah, shut up. Fuck that. No
Come
way,
on.
man. No way.
He doesn't look.
see the difference. He's not making eye contact there.
See the difference with him, like.
I'm not even worried. That was such a dive.
Yeah, the difference. That, like the Newcastle players look totally sure that isn't a pen.
That's not a pen.
I've not seen enough of that.
What's he doing?
Ooh.
Oh, he's dived.
He's kicked him
Drew,
and not
his
won the
legs have
ball.
gone up. He's kneeling in the air. What's he doing?
I think that's a
shut
foul.
up, man.
I think
That's
that's
a
a foul.
dive. It's a dive.
He's made the most of
That's a
it,
dive.
but
The
he's not won the ball
way he's
and he's
gone-
kicked
the way-
Sancho in the legs.
The way Sancho's gone down hasn't
That's
helped.
a dive. It's fine.
He's not won the ball and he's kicked him in the legs.
The way Sancho's gone down. Yeah.
Look.
It's going to be given, isn't it?
He kicks him. He trips him up.
what
I know
did he-
Sancho has made an absolute
come
meal of
on.
it. Sancho is
Him diving like that.
to be fair, that's no penalty. To be
Yeah.
fair, that's why it's not been given that. Because that's, again, a shit tackle. He kicks his leg out, he doesn't win the ball,
Yeah.
and he puts his leg across Jadon
More
Sancho's
clever,
running
that's
path.
true. If he learns something from the rule book of Harry Kane, he might have got a penalty then.
I think that still should be a penalty, personally.
No, I'm glad.
Because you're allowed to just put your leg
across.
across someone, not win the ball, and kick the man, and that's not a foul. Honestly, I think that's Sancho's movement, Sancho's jump in the air that loses in that penalty.
Maybe.
Do you know normally it's like, oh, he's
Yeah.
bought it? I think he's fucking sold it there.
And he's not like. The appeals weren't mad strong.
No. United have been much better second half.
Go on, Sean, win a
He
pen.
says.
That'd be funny, wouldn't it?
Pressure's not there.
Sean.
Oh, man.
Well done.
Yeah.
Nah, stop past that. Ronaldo's up there by himself next to two men. Even if you give it to him, what's he going to do with
That's
it?
terrible.
Well done, Fred. Good pass as well from Fred. Go on then.
Players out of position as well from that set piece. Slowed it down.
Ronaldo's out on the left. This is what I want to know is, how do we expect to score when Ronaldo's on the left wing with Sancho and Shaw? I guess Bruno's pushing in the middle. I'd love to see a score from this. Just don't see it though, do you? Because then again, it shouldn't have to everything go through Ronaldo
Every time I watch these games, I'm like, it's Martial's fault.
You blaming Martial for being injured?
Yes.
Anthony doing his very best to find Ronaldo with a cross.
Yeah. Loves it.
Go on then. Overlap.
Oh, that's a pen. You diving cheats. Honestly, man.
Anthony.
Bloody hell.
What happened there?
Just throwing yourselves to the ground in the hope for anything. Is that Ten Hag's team talk? Go in at half time.
No, they just copied Callum fucking Wilson from the first half.
Oh, come on. That's pathetic.
That's a foul, that.
Oh, shut up,
That's
man.
a foul.
What a load of rubbish.
That's a stone wall.
It's embarrassing. Why is
Ethan,
why is he not booking him for
he
simulation?
literally touched him.
It's a yellow card, that, by the way.
That was bad from Casemiro.
It's bad, that.
That was not a foul.
Why isn't he booked for that, can I ask? Why isn't he?
Don't know. Because they don't do that anymore.
Longstaff got away with it.
God.
Because Longstaff got lucky.
Come on.
Longstaff drew the short straw. That's what it is.
Nice.
Well done, Fred.
And again. Go on, Bruno. Get in there. Hey! Play on.
Look, we moaning about perfectly good tackles.
Yeah.
Just got excited there.
Yeah,
It's getting a little bit gritty now. Go on.
Has anyone? Is no one going to give him a shout though?
Come on.
Yeah,
Fucking hell.
Man on.
Man on.
Scared.
Simple as.
Hey,
Well
it's a
done.
push. Exactly.
Fucking shite.
Come on. Yeah. You see, I don't mind Man United until you start jumping around and cheating and throwing yourselves to the floor. Then I get a little bit annoyed.
Really?
Yeah, then I don't like it. If we lose this now, I wouldn't like it because it'll be...
Callum Wilson has been doing that all game, by the way.
All game.
He just did it then. He did it in the
He
first
got
half.
pushed over, Joe.
Nah, it's
That's
barely
why.
any contact there.
He's got a free kick for it.
Trippier.
They've not been unbelievable set pieces from Trippier this game. They've all only beat the first man and hits the second. Causes a little bit of carnage.
God, he's proper. He loves it, doesn't he?
Taking his time.
All about me, these free kicks. Fucking hell.
Oh, you've
You know, I
dived
think that
again?
should be a pen as well for us.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Dan Burn doesn't have a bloody clue what he's doing here.
Just want to throw in.
Throw in fair play.
Rice has equalised for West Ham. Against Southampton, is that, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's one of them who's just walking to the World Cup and in the minute, Declan Rice.
No one else in his... Well, it's Calvin Phillips, but he's not playing, is he?
Yeah, I mean, Rice is like... Just looks like he's putting in 60%.
When we play America.
England.
No.
Because I'm English. And I've been born and lived in England every day of my entire life.
That's not what the paperwork says.
Yeah, it isn't exactly.
Well, no, it is what the paperwork says. My British birth certificate.
I thought you were San Franciscan.
Why did you think that?
You know?
No, I've never been to San Francisco. So it's hard to be, you know.
Oh, that's awkward.
It is, isn't it? My mum's American. Obviously, so I don't mind America doing well in national competitions, but not over England.
You don't have an American accent, do you, Joe? Did
No.
you not get a bit from your mum, I would have thought?
Has your mum got an American accent?
It's been diluted a bit from living in England for 40 years or so, but it's, yeah, she has, yeah.
Does she prefer here or there?
I don't know, really. Probably here.
Yeah.
Well, I know Manchester's cheaper than San Francisco anyway.
Shouldn't even live in Manchester. She lives somewhere much cheaper than that.
Oh, see. Yeah.
Worksop. What are you laughing at? Where are you from?
This is just the name, work.
Gateshead and that.
What's
Yeah,
more
Gateshead.
expensive, Worksop or San Francisco?
You're really struggling to say San Francisco, aren't you?
English.
You like
It's not my
put them
first
together, yeah.
What is your first language?
Patois.
Is it?
He scored for Chelsea.
Chelsea 2-0 up now. Mason Mount with a brace.
He's picking himself up a little bit ahead of the World Cup.
Oh, that's a bad tackle, actually.
They're the ones that on VAR you get sent off for.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but not if you're wearing red.
Fuck's sake.
Just, I'm not even going to bite to that because that is absolute nonsense, isn't it?
He's not been sent off, has he?
No, he's got.
Yeah,
full.
but do you think
true.
it's because he was wearing red?
Yeah.
Good.
Well, the card would colour clash with it.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, he's always moaning, isn't he, Bruno?
He is always moaning. Part of his charm.
Yeah.
Moaning and chomp.
I bet he's a
His hand
nightmare to be
gestures,
like,
obviously
to live with, Bruno.
Nightmare. Yeah.
Absolute nightmare. Everything would be a competition all the time.
Yeah.
I'm back and eat my chips faster than you. And then if you beat him, he's fucking throwing his plate around everywhere. Fucking slapping off the
Spazzing out.
thing, yeah. And then rolling around on the floor. But he'd just batter you at fucking ping pong, wouldn't he?
And he'd love it as well.
He would.
Oh,
There
God.
he is now. He's always in the wars.
Very physical game, this one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, now Rashford coming on or what?
I know, yeah.
No, he's ill in that.
Well, he might only have like 10 minutes in the tank.
Have you met Rashford? Do you know him at all?
Like, personally. I don't know him personally, no.
Have you spoke to him? Have you met him?
I've seen him before, yeah.
Has he been like out on nights out that you've been out on?
Yeah.
Do you go over or do you have to play it cool? It's part of the, like, why you're sort of in the crowd, because you know how to play it cool in the right scenarios.
No, I just act like a normal person.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. It's just really not. They don't really get my vibe, to be honest.
Do they not? Because Ronaldo, for people at home who don't know, Ronaldo's got a lot of mates who are like
I'm not.
cool footballers and that.
It is cool. Weston
is cool.
McKennie once gave me a jug of vodka and orange.
You know what? That's cooler than anything Ronaldo's ever done.
It is cool.
Cincinnati. Yeah, just bumped into a bar. Met Solomon Rondon. Martinez, who plays for Atalanta. Can't remember what. Joseph Martinez, is it?
Yeah, the one who used to play in Italy, didn't he? No, yeah.
I might be wrong.
I know the one you mean.
Yeah. And
Is
then
he Colombian?
he's Venezuelan.
Venezuelan.
Because
My mistake.
him and Rondon were playing there for the Venezuelan national team, and they came to the bar afterwards. And then they were playing against Weston McKennie in the USA, and he was there as well. I didn't have a clue who he was at the time.
Yeah, he used to play for Torino, Joseph Martinez.
All right.
He's absolutely smashed it for Atalanta. He was a sort of a goal in 2, goal in 3 type striker everywhere else. And then he's got 93 goals in 131 games for Atalanta.
Wow, that's pretty good, isn't it?
Absolutely stunning.
MLS tax.
Absolutely. I'd love to see a top player go to the MLS in their prime. I'd love to see like a fucking Haaland go there next year. He'd just get 90 league goals.
You see,
I'm not
Joe,
going
you
to the
wouldn't,
bit.
would you? Because of the quality of the assisters and the playmakers.
All right, then you need to. All right, then Messi, someone who can just go past the defence.
And then you'd be devastated. Imagine what he could have done if he played in Europe.
I know people love saying that. Remember, that's what like. Do you remember the highlights of like a 17-year-old Neymar at Santos?
Yeah.
When he was just fucking like doing rainbow flick volleys into the back of the net from
Literally,
halfway line and stuff,
yeah.
like just dribbling past everyone.
Yeah, he would have been funny in the MLS. How's Bale doing there?
I don't know. Actually,
He's having a nice time.
that's a foul if you want it.
Hey! Oh, he's off. Get him off. Get him off.
Casemiro.
That's horrible, that. That's horrible, that.
I don't understand why he challenged
Well,
like
he
that.
should be booked for his diving before, for throwing himself in the box. He should be booked for that. He
Shut
shouldn't be on
up.
the pitch. Terrible, that. That's horrible. That's reckless.
Forgot that
Excessive force.
What do you mean excessive force? What are you talking about? It's just a tackle.
Look at him.
Forgot that Casemiro.
That's a great tackle. The first one, second one.
That's horrible. It's a cruncher.
It's not a cruncher. His foot lands on the floor. You don't even touch the player. Look, foot land on floor.
Yeah.
It's not 2-footed. You're just fucking thick.
I think that's a great tackle, to be honest.
He literally sticks his leg out and puts it on the floor in front of your player. Horrible tackle.
Well, anyway, we can both agree. You should have got a yellow for simulation before and a yellow for that.
No. That one's not even a yellow.
You just got,
Let alone,
give it a
obviously.
yellow card, Drew. So I think
Let
it is.
alone you not giving the foul
not
on him
a
before.
yellow.
Should have had a penalty.
It's going to be 1 goal decide, isn't he?
Yeah.
Crap.
Let's go winner.
Oh, shit.
Oh!
Everything's a little bit.
It's getting a bit tense, this, isn't
I
it?
feel all nervous now because now's the point in this bonus game I told you before, Drew, where you actually feel you can get something. So
Yeah.
if you lose it now, you feel sick.
When you say bonus game, You mean because you don't expect to win at
Bonus
Old
points,
Trafford?
true, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't expect to. You look at the top 6.
Come on, get fucking Dan Burn burned.
You could have done that all game.
So when you say it, it's cool and funny, but when I say it, it's not.
Yeah, that's how it works. You did well there, Anthony.
But I think that's the thing. He literally could have done it all game, and he hasn't. I did you think he could just turn and just burn down the line?
Turn and burn.
Like now that he's done it, this is when fullbacks start sitting off you.
Oh, I feel uncomfortable now. You like it.
Varane. Sancho's on there. It's a lovely little clippy, that. Oh, onto the toe. Ronaldo.
Oh, get up, man.
You-
Away?
you-
Just kick it out. It's a foul.
Oh, he's dived there. That's such a dive, that, from Trippier. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
You're
Little
complaining
pop,
about the dive, but you're complaining about the fact that he's running into the corner with 2 guys on him, and then Bruno decides to slide tackle.
Yeah, but if it's
I
a
don't
dive,
know.
it's a dive, isn't it?
I would
Just
agree,
dumb,
Drew,
just-
yeah.
Newcastle player diving, Ethan.
Okay, no.
United players aren't.
Here he is, Marcus Rashford, the man you've been calling out for.
Who do you think he's coming on for?
Ronaldo, I'm good. How is he moaning? You've been shy.
Yeah,
And it's the fact that I feel like when he plays, everyone feels like they've got to force the ball to him in the final third.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like that with Sancho down the line. He's like running into a corner. Instead of just using him as a decoy, shifting in where there's actual space, he's just forcing the ball down the line.
still, isn't he? Hey, what a shame. Good player, but not so much at the moment.
Nice.
Yeah. I think Marcus could get you something. I think this could be a good call from Ten Hag. He's the man who's most informed at the minute, isn't he?
Ronaldo on the bench shaking his head there.
Spitting all over his
What do you
feet
think
as well.
he's shaking his head because he's pissed off because he's not played well, or because he doesn't think he should be subbed?
You want more
Probably a bit
time,
of
I
both.
feel.
Yeah.
Probably better, Bob.
Yeah, a bit more time.
You just need Fred taken off
Fucking
now
hell.
as well.
He backs himself,
touch,
doesn't he,
Stretford.
Ronaldo? You'll think if he was still on, he could definitely get a goal.
Yeah.
But from what we're seeing, it didn't look that way. That's fine. It's good.
tackle,
Let's
yeah.
play on, Sven. Let's go.
I like the way that you refer to all the players in their first name.
Yeah,
I've noticed that.
Yeah.
just like me mates, isn't it?
Yeah, that don't know you.
Oh, they know me. Would you take a draw?
Final 20 minutes. No, I don't. We don't do that.
Just not.
No.
Would you took a draw at the Etihad the other day?
Yep.
Oh, fair enough.
So we do that.
We don't do that until we need to.
Yeah.
Keeper? Nah, well done.
Crap. A lack of quality from both teams.
Yeah.
It's such a qualityless game.
Just a bit flat on it.
Ronaldo's still shaking his head.
I think
gonna
Ronaldo.
come off.
I think Ronaldo literally shakes his head from now until the next time he starts for Man United. I think even
sleep is
I think he literally he shakes his head the whole time he's not playing football, and he has done for 15 years. Go on, Anthony.
Unless you score, yeah, he might not shake his head. Great block there. Nice, well done, Toon.
And he might have to go to the left wing, you know. He just refuses to use his right foot.
I know. But it works for scoring goals, doesn't it? But it don't work for setting up goals. Great touch though, letting the ball come across his body.
If you spent 180 million, you might have got a player who could use 2 feet.
That's a good idea. That
Yeah.
someone like Miguel Almiron.
He's the most left-footed player in the world. He doesn't have a clue how to use his right foot. Oh, Lord. Bless him.
Is it funny that it's usually left-footed players that are like that?
Yeah.
Right-footed players are always a little bit more.
That's not a foul. It's just waiting. It's just waiting to give that the referee.
Why?
Because
He's got
when the
black and
ball's
white
bounced in the
eyes.
air, they love giving a free kick to a defender.
Yeah.
Like if the defender did that on Casemiro, as if we would have got a free kick there on the edge of the box. They do it all the time. Obsessed with giving defenders fucking free kicks for nothing. That's 5 yards further forward than it should be. Nick Pope stealing the living.
They've done this a lot, haven't they just beam it forward.
Every free kick Newcastle have had, they've taken 2 minutes to take it.
That's why they Liverpool got the equaliser.
Yeah, exactly.
Time wasting.
Yeah, should have been 12 minute stoppage time. That.
Come on, lads.
No, keeper.
Yeah, we'll
I was
drop
going
it.
to watch the spin. I
was going to say, yeah. Imagine that just popped in the back of the net. Bruno G.
Oh, I'm nervous now, Joe.
Yeah,
I feel a bit restless. Usually at this moment, if I was at home, I'd be walking around the living room.
you'd be pacing.
Yeah, pacing a lot. I'm just shaking my legs a bit now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Ronaldo shaking his head,
Yeah, exactly.
shaking my legs with disappointment. How you feeling, Ronaldo?
Dissatisfied.
Nice.
Feeling.
I'm feeling nervous now.
Here's
I
a
wanna get
question,
winner.
Joe. How are the viewers
How are you?
feeling?
How are the viewers feeling?
Yeah.
Watching the game, you nervous? You still think we're going to win?
That's a good tackle. Don't like it.
Down with a deep cross. Oh, I could see what he was trying there.
Oh no.
Fred.
Wasn't a bad strike from.
No, but it was straight at people, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Luke Shaw with a good cross. And again, it's Fred winning it. See, Fred gets in some great positions. But you just don't.
Hey!
But you don't want him in those positions.
What is stupid fouls? You got them tight.
You flatten them all out.
Such a low.
Do you know why we're playing this? I'm just thinking. Do you think Newcastle wearing this green and white kit today because it's going to get like people watch Man United? Let's get the Saudi flag colours all around the world.
Maybe, but it's not televised,
Not televised
in England.
Just thinking, you could easily just wear your black and white today, couldn't you?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
hate the
definitely.
kit, honestly. Yeah, it is.
Don Parkinson says, don't want a single word about Ronaldo if Rashford doesn't score now. Thoughts on that logic, Ronaldo? So if Rashford doesn't score, it means Ronaldo played well.
Yes, basically what he's saying.
And Ronaldo has been on the pitch for like 70 minutes. Rashford's
Yeah,
got
Rashford's
20.
ill and has been on the pitch for 4 minutes.
Oh man, he's blind.
There you go. Wood. Who else we got there? Willock. Who's that?
Target.
Target.
He's bland.
You need a target man. Get on target and a target man.
bland.
You know what I mean? Wood.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nice. It's never too exciting when Chris
They
Wood
do
comes on.
love the whole, do love the whole second half being very much like, let's see how much time we can waste.
Yeah.
No. Intensity is our identity.
Yeah, when you say intensity,
When the ball's
only thing
in
that's
play.
been intense is how fucking much Kieran Trippier looks at his own fucking waistline on his tiny shorts to take a free kick. He's like, tuck the shirt back in, tie the shorts, tie the boots, look at the ball, look at myself in my own mind. Imagine the ball in the back of the net. So it's such intense time wasting from Newcastle.
Are you not a fan of that, Drew?
I just think it's embarrassing.
Embarrassing?
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah. It might be embarrassing if we're losing the 96th minute.
But even if you win, it's still embarrassing because you weren't doing it because you thought it would increase your chances of winning. You do it because you think it increases your chances of getting a draw.
Yeah. Hey, a draw's good, Drew.
I know.
Keep us on your tails. You just don't get away from us too much more. For now, until eventually you do in a few more games.
Oh, that's a good
And
point.
here's a chance for the tune, maybe. Oh, well, not if he doesn't cross it.
He's gone for the
Corner.
corner, which is really all he wanted because now we can... The ball went out at 78-25.
All right, yeah.
Let's see when it gets taken.
I think we should hold up the corner for the next 12.
I predict it doesn't get taken until 79-10.
I'm proper nervous.
I can see you scoring from this.
No, true. Oh, Daffod's been good at catching these days.
Daffod, like he's Welsh.
It's Daffod De Gea, isn't it?
Daffod De Gea.
You call him David. What the fuck is that?
David.
Ooh.
It's a... Daffeth.
How do you say it?
David.
What did I say?
Daffod.
I didn't say that.
You did.
I didn't.
Like it was-
David. I didn't.
David. Do you think he's from Cardiff, this man? Fucking hell.
Oh, what a day.
What a day indeed. David De Gea's got high top football boots on. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Does it ruin your week if you don't win, Joe?
Yeah, largely
Does it ruin
speaking.
your week, Ronaldo?
Yeah.
Does it?
That's a foul.
No,
Surely.
got the ball.
He didn't get the ball.
He did. That's classic Sean Long stuff.
We've got a Welsh.
From a Welsh person, you did say it in a Welsh way, Ethan. From producer Aaron, that is, Joe.
Yeah, who is Welsh.
Who is Welsh.
Dafford. Anyway, free kick to United.
Did you get that? That's so Sean Long stuff. He never looks behind him.
Does he not?
He does it so much.
Because he's very forward thinking.
And you do nice. Well, other times as well, you do the classic playing the ball back short to the goalkeeper because he has no idea how far away he is from the goalie, and someone will just nick the ball. It's very Sean.
I won't be surprised if Ronaldo ran back on the pitch and took this. United got a free kick 30 yards out.
When's the last time we scored a free kick? Can't remember.
I think it was Ronaldo last season got one, didn't he? Is that Casemiro? Oh, it's Rashford stood over it.
Rashford's not scored one since what?
Chelsea.
Can't check your phone because it's the last 10 minutes.
No.
I know you're nervous.
No, no. I've turned them off. Don't worry. You saw me do that at the start. I'll turn my phone over just in case someone texts us or something.
Free kick to United. I feel like we're just wasting time here for what's inevitably not going to go in. Yeah. Although the ball is in Pope's eyes, so if someone can pop a floater into the back post. Rashford stepping up. Over the wall, over the bar. Not a bad connection. But just so hard to score free kicks, isn't it? From there.
It is quite hard. Have you ever scored a free kick, Drew?
I don't know if I have. Not in a proper game.
Not a proper game.
I was never a big free kick taker.
You're just a big Andy Carroll.
Yeah. No, I don't want Andy Carroll as a pacey winger.
Have you actually?
Were you?
No, he's played up front for school.
Did you?
Smashing it in, yeah.
Were you actually good?
I was good in my school or in the local area when I was 10.
Oh, and you were 10.
Yeah.
In Worksop.
Oh, yeah, big time. Norwich top goal scorer.
But yeah.
Yes. Multiple 5-goal games. Don't get it twisted. I can still put the ball in the back of the net.
When we went to a five-a-side tournament once, Drew, you refused to play because you felt a bit silly.
It's because I had my name on the back of my shirt.
Oh, right.
And it made me want to really just, bury my head in the sand.
The fuck, Rashford? Flicking the ball?
No, we're not being allowed to sort of build up a lot of pressure here.
Come
that's
on.
Too easy.
What the
That
fuck
is
was that?
Idiotic there.
Crap. Oh,
Willock.
rubbish that, Willock. You've got to just brought on a 6'2" centre forward to put the ball in his head.
It's good pass inside to him, and then he's just seen Casemiro and shit it.
Stupid that, Drew.
Thank God.
There's no urgency whatsoever.
No, that's what I mean. You would expect 8 minutes to go, 7 minutes to go, 0-0 United to have all of the ball and be trying to control this game and get a win like we did in midweek. At the minute, we're just not able to keep the ball. That's easy though. That's
What
good.
a ball that was.
Hey.
Back.
So late.
I don't think we're going to get anything from this. You'll score. Yeah, do that. You moron.
Casemiro with a outside of the foot shot from 35 yards out first time. Luckily, it got blocked and we won the ball back.
I was thinking about calling the video the other day Ronaldo World Casemiro because he had a good game.
We decided not to.
Yeah, decided
Good decision.
Yeah. Just kick it, Sean. Yeah, do that.
Just kick it. Fucking out.
Keeper.
It's on the league.
He's a
Pretty
bit
much.
nervy now, Sean. He's made his classic mistake.
What, getting caught behind?
Yeah.
Caught from behind.
Rocks him a bit.
Good pass.
Can we get Iqbal?
Luke Shaw's on. Great pass and all. Nice first touch from Shaw there.
He's been good at that today, Shaw, hasn't he? Bringing the ball down.
Yeah.
Under his spell.
Under his smell. Go on, Anthony. I don't want Anthony to just pop a hopeful ball in.
I'll tell you what would have...
Yeah.
Do you remember I was thinking of a possible shirt ideas, Joe. Joe, you could have a picture of from this game Longstaff next to Luke Shaw, and you could have Geordie Shaw, couldn't you?
No, I hate that.
All right. Yeah.
Why would I have a picture of fucking Sean Longstaff on a Man United t-shirt?
Well, maybe Michael Carrick was the better idea then.
Yeah. Go on then.
You know, Luke Shaw on the right wing.
Clear it! Bloody hell! The world stopped then. Hey,
Get
we'll have
up.
that.
Come
yeah,
on,
we'll have
fucking
that
hell,
one.
ref.
We'll have that one.
How is that a
Oh,
foul?
that wasn't a foul, I don't think.
Fucking
Just
hell.
off that. Chrissy Wood done a job there for us.
Nonsense, ref. Absolute nonsense. The ball goes up in the air and
No,
nothing happens and
not a
Chris
foul.
Wood falls over.
Falls over.
Because he's a big, strong striker, supposedly. If he's gone down, it must be a foul.
Big, strong lad.
Who's this? Is this Trippier again?
No, this is Dan Byrne, I think.
No, on the left having a drink. Like there's a fucking...
Probably Kieran, yeah.
Like there's a water stoppage.
This might be the worst.
It
game I've
is.
seen.
Go on. You need to have a look at his shorts. Has he done them up properly? Every time we've done that, and it's always resulted in the same outcome.
Unlucky there, Bruno.
Yeah.
Did well. Come on.
Oh, I feel horrible. I feel horrible.
Surely United can't get another fucking last-minute winner.
Don't say that.
We need to work out how to score goals earlier on in games.
You've always been like that, though, haven't you? Like scoring in the second half under Ollie as well.
Yeah. Second half FC.
Yeah. I liked Ollie. Go on, Nick. Pick it up now.
God.
It's all right. Points, clean sheets.
Neither of those things have happened yet, though, either. Could still lose this.
Jesus Christ, Nick. Why did he kick it so centrally? You can just break straight away if you win it. It's dangerous.
It's just a bit shit, isn't he, Nick Pope?
No. He's conceded less goals than your goalkeeper this year.
Here it comes.
Well done, Varane.
Wood was in there as well.
I wouldn't worry if he was in.
The fuck? Sancho's on.
Rashford.
How's he in that much room?
Rashford's gone round.
Go on.
Pope pulled it back.
Oh, he's put it wide! Oh, my days.
God.
Oh, my days.
Why?
Fred is the worst finisher of a football I've ever
You
seen.
can't pass that
Oh,
to
He's
Fred.
the worst
flags
finisher.
down,
He's the
Joe.
worst finisher I've ever seen at professional level.
Oh, no.
I'm not joking. I'm not. I can't think of anyone, and that's touch and go. He might be offside anyway, Rashford. But Fred doesn't know that. I can't think of anyone I've seen who is consistently as bad at finishing as Fred is. I can't think of anyone I've seen.
I'm not going to lie to you as well. I thought Rashford should have shot himself.
Oh,
No, he's done the right thing there. Come on, he's laying him.
Oh
he's
my
laying him
days.
up on a plate.
He looks worse.
He just
Every
sliced it,
highlight.
Fred.
That
He
is
just sliced it.
unbelievable from Fred. And if he's off, he's off. But Fred didn't miss it because he's off.
He wasn't off though.
It was tight.
I look like he was just
No,
offside.
it
It's a
was
goal kick.
onside. Goal kick. Onside flags did down, Joe.
Yeah, but if they VAR'd it, they haven't VAR'd it, have they?
Well, they wouldn't VAR because he missed.
No, well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Whereas if he
looked
scores,
on Rashford.
they
didn't he?
VAR it. I think it looked borderline.
go,
It looked like we'd
yeah.
get a line drawn on the pitch and we'd find out. But fuck me, what an awful finish that is.
Oh, I thought it was a certainty.
If that's Christian Eriksen,
Pass it. Pass it out wide. What? What's he doing?
I don't know. Why has he not played that to Sancho there?
Got a proper. Nah, Fernandes is a proper bozo gene, doesn't he? Like,
Sean Longstaff. Bloody hell. What's he
It's
doing?
a great pass.
Nice Julian.
No one wants to give the ball to Jadon Sancho at the minute.
You know,
Just
IQ's proper limited with half the squad. You know,
panicking
it's
now.
like Oh.
Can't believe that.
Did you just play it out wide? And he's trying to nutmeg him, I don't understand.
Is it 5 minutes? Or is it substitution? Sorry. Oh no, they're going to put 5.
Shaw.
Oh, 5.
Number 5 is coming off for number 6.
Sorry, I
So
thought you
Shaw
meant
off, Lascelles on for Newcastle.
Yeah. Great. You see the other day.
So the last minute Shaw winner that you predicted is now no longer impossible.
It's gone. Well, it could be a last minute Jamal Lascelles winner.
Could.
Statistically unlikely.
I can't believe that.
It is 5 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
As well. Oh man, I didn't like this. I think a draw would be nice, Drew, for one of the first watch-alongs in a long time where you got opposition fans on.
Yeah, I don't want to draw. Thanks for the...
It'd be nice for the atmosphere of the room, I feel.
Oh, God. Casemiro's a good header, that. Good touch by Anthony as well.
Oh, God. What a ball that was.
Bruno, fine shot.
Ugh.
No. Oh, thank God. Good run from Sancho. Lucky there, Anthony, because again,
That's a completed pass. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's that. It's a shit pass behind him.
Yeah.
That slows everything down.
He's just struggling to break Newcastle down at the minute.
Yeah.
But you only need to make one chance.
That's
Brilliant from Fred.
That's a good pass, that. Great touch as well. Got a good first touch, Luke Shaw, hasn't he?
He does.
It's all coming down the right.
I think it's good that you've been patient, to be fair.
Hit it. Go on, Anthony.
Ooh, could have took a nick. Could have gone anywhere. What we need now is to get the ball to Fred and from have a shot. And that'll calm everything down. Had like a 50 pence p going that way.
50 pence p?
Sorry. 50 pence p, that doesn't make sense.
50 pence.
Sorry, I'm not really thinking about words at the moment.
That's alright. Is that Varane? Oh, it's Casemiro running like Varane.
Asami.
Anthony. Dallow's done well here.
Oh, go on, Fred!
fuck?
Have a shot!
Don't pass it back to
Go on, Fred!
Bruno.
Not him. Go on, Fred, now's your chance.
If this ends in a Fred shot, I'm going to be so fucking disappointed.
Oh, this is horrible, this, man. This is horrible.
Go on, Anthony.
Can you just have some kind of output? Oh, and you've come again.
Back to De Gea.
Oh, fuck off, man. I hate all the way back to the keeper.
It's alright. He's
Looks
over.
like it's going over him as well.
He's done well there. No,
Yes! Come on!
Pretending you're asked. You're not asked.
Hey!
All these 300 bag of wheat people aren't asked about the nick winner at the end or not.
Do you think?
No. That's...
No, come on, don't say that.
Nah,
They are asked, they just don't have any ideas.
they're not asked, man.
I think it's got to the point where the money's so much in football that you can't possibly care enough about the sport as you do about the money. Like, how can
Once you're there,
can you possibly care if you win or lose a game
That's the reason
when
why
you're being paid 370 grand a week?
It's the reason why football's got bonuses in it. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
bonuses are meant to be the incentives.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like win bonuses are really, really heavy.
Yeah.
So
Free kick to United. Fuck him off then, ref.
Yeah, go on. Go on, Chrissy Wood, chase him. Chase him.
What's the plan here? It's a good pass. Oh.
He's in space, Anthony.
Inside.
Dello's in space, he's good with brilliant from Joe
Oh,
Linton.
he's tripped him over there, Joe Linton. Surely.
He blocked the ball, Drew. He blocked the ball.
He fucking tripped Dallow over is what he did.
But he also
on the edge of the box.
intercepted the ball, I think.
Go on, clip it out. That's a good pass.
God, just tackle him.
Come on.
Tackle him. Stop.
Sancho.
Oh, to go.
Rashford. Oh, fucking
fuck off. Oh my days.
Oh. Rashford's headed wide, and I don't know how. That was a piece of piss
That's
to
got to
score.
go in. That has got to go in.
Oh, what's he doing?
What a phenomenal
Oh,
cross.
it's free. Oh,
That's
it's
terrible.
easy.
That is terrible, that.
Told you Rashford would come on and win it.
That's an unbelievable cross from Casemiro.
Oh my
You just have to hit the target. There is no two ways about that. That has to go in. That's going to be the end of that.
Does Ronaldo score that? And our mate who was having a pop at us in the chat before.
That's a
is laughing
terrible
at
header,
home.
that. And that's full time. Man United 0, Newcastle 0. A fucking absolute sitter for the last kick of the game for Man United for Marcus Rashford missed. Oh, God's sake.
Oh.
Unreal, that. Ronaldo, through your jumper if you have to. Give me your thoughts on that.
I'll give it in a review.
We'll be back for the review in a few minutes. Manchester United 0, Newcastle 0. Ethan, quickly, as a Newcastle fan.
Oh, my heart was in my mouth at the end. Man United should have won it, Drew. They should have won it. They were better in the second half. The press, they didn't make too many chances, but there was that one where Fred put it wide, which would have been a high XG, wouldn't have it? And at the end, Rashford, it's probably harder to miss when you head it across like that and you've got all that space to aim at.
Adam Sharp, who's been a member for 11 months, says Ronaldo would have scored that Rashford chance as well.
There you go. There you go.
Unbelievable, that. I can't believe he's not scored that. Right, we'll be back in just a few minutes for the review, so make sure you go over and check that out. The link to that will be up very, very shortly. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, Ethan, for coming on. Thank you, Ronaldo, as well, for coming on. Shame we couldn't see a victory for Manchester United there, but we'll discuss all of that in the review in just a moment. We'll see you in a bit.